Got it.
And then, making sure anything else that I'm forgetting. Yeah, everybody's level 7. I know most people are a little like Taroxys had just gotten kind of brought back from being knocked out. And since you guys are sailing back to the island, you can take a short rest, of course, to get back to use hit dice to recover, because you are kind of going back onto the island right now.
But do we still get our level 7 stuff?
You get everything level 7, so you get any hit points that would have come from level 7, but you don't go back to full hit points. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I get like the 4th level slot and all that.
Yep, you get all that. Yep. So any of that new stuff is.
I would like to have a 4th.
Yep, your 4th level slots are available.
Nice.
And
the spells.
Yeah, and anything that you do cast that's new today, or you use this new today, a new feat, a new ability, try to be willing to explain maybe how you think because in such a short time, maybe it'd be, of course, clearly being maybe a boon from the gods or being a boon from the moment, maybe something that you've been learning all this time and it eventually works, make it part of the narrative. But yeah, we are back in Theros. This, I believe, is episode 16. We had just completed Perforos's labor. So I will kick us off here today.
For Proxenos, the temporary hit points that were from, I think it's from whatever.
They're still good until we take long rests. They don't go away.
Long rest?
Long rest, yeah. If you still have them.
Work.
Nice.
So I'm at full.
Does music sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, sure.
All the hit dice.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys get hurt?
I have 11 hit points.
Were you trying to be DBZ and fighting bad guys in the air while you're falling?
No, I was a horse, so I could get the guy that we needed out. But it was like, oh, Big Bird want to eat horse. Grabbed horse.
I see that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Not great.
You as an up there, and it was just like, this is was not expected that.
So does anybody need any healing? Because I've got cure wounds.
Here we go. Apo is here for us.
All right, all my hit dice used. Back to full.
But you got your horses back, so you're good to go.
That horse healing.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right. So tonight we open with a 14-year-old Telmoon sunk his rapier deep into the side of the monster's neck, mortally wounded and still being pestered by satyr druids. The chimera finally bent to its survival instincts and attempted to flee into the woods. During its wild escape, it ran itself straight into a massive old tree, snapping its neck and dropping dead. Telmoon's shield was shattered on impact, cushioning some of the blow, but upon breaking the shield, the glow left the shield and the shards and the sword. The immense collision was so powerful enough to crush his left arm, and the continued momentum drove the young satyr's head into the ground in the process. The force ripped his left ear, horn, clean from his head, causing significant damage to the left of his face and his orbital socket. A hush fell over the woodlands as the pair lay motionless, locked in their final moments of combat. The druids thought the boy would surely die, remembering the stories told by her husband of his family's destiny and believing in the gods. His mother, Elpida, rushed to find the fabled forges of Perforos in hopes they could succeed in healing her child where Nylea's druids had failed. It took 2 weeks for Telmoon to wake up. He retained basically no memories of his past, and that probably helped ease the shock of now finding himself with a metal arm, a plate over his left side of his face, with a matching metal horn, and a divinely powered mechanical left eye. Telmoon and his mother worked off his debt for many years, and eventually the clerics of Perforos would come to share with him his reforged shield and his family rapier. Noting that a disturbance had been foretold near the true forge of Perforos, and that his last compelled mission will be to deal with it however Telmoon sees fit. And that cleric wished Telmoon luck and prayed that he would find glory in achieving his destiny. At age 24, Telmoon left off for that journey. And when the day finally came, to Telmoon's surprise, he found an anvil-wrought behemoth of a minotaur covered in runes in full armor. And for a moment, Telmoon's face tensed as what appeared to be his greatest foe to date. And as he began his battle preparations, he heard the voice of his master smith in his head speaking of glory and destiny and flashes of heroism and glorious adventure carried out side by side with this mountainous creature that he saw before him, almost like images in rapid succession through that mechanical eye. The flashes continued what felt like an eternity, but in reality, it was just a few moments. And the flash, Telmoon kind of fell to his knees, and suddenly no complete clear memories of what he had just seen, almost like waking from a dream. However, he was left with the surety that this anvil wrought before him was intrinsically tied to his own destiny. The Minotaur was alerted to Telmoon's presence, and after Telmoon had stumbled, and as the giant raised his weapon and hailed Telmoon about his intent, the satyr shakily got to his feet and greeted him. "Friend, I am Telmoon, son of Telamon, and I believe that you and I are destined to find glory together. Will you allow me to accompany you on your journey?" And like that, the pair, Telmoon and Taraxis, set off on what destiny had in store for them. And we kind of watched them walking off in the distance on the mountain, so the backside of the mountain of Perforos. And then we kind of smash cut back to where we are now. Telmoon and Taraxis leading the party back onto the steaming heap of volcanic like rock and rubble that was once the island. Streams of molten rock run underneath and between each large piece of rock. The air is humid and the heat is over 100 degrees. The whole group work their way through the difficult slanted rocky terrain that continues to slip under their feet until they crest the top of the edge of a crater that is a few hundred feet wide. 50 feet below lies a valley of smooth rock where the hammer slammed and has turned the ground almost like black glass in an instant. At the center lies a glowing bronze hammer, rounded, the size that a mortal could wield. Steam rolls off of it as liquid bronze veins run from it, from the heap that it's sitting on, onto the base and pool around the base of it. And then from the hammer itself form two translucent spectral hands, one made of furious flame and the other of rolling water. Suddenly the red hand slams down into that pool of bronze, splashing it up, and from it a huge metal bull emerges and begins to walk out of it. And then the water hand washes over the bull, cooling it, the metal beginning to dry, but ever so much inside each piece, every little crevice between the armor, you can still see the fury of fire burning inside of it. The bull begins to pace the hammer, and the two hands stay floating. What do you do?
Oh, we gotta get that, you guys. there anyone who's really good at not being burned?
Ambidextrous runs towards the hammer.
Oh, looks like he's good at not being burned.
Tell me how it turns out.
So this bull is back here pacing. Then the hammer is here, center, being represented by the hammer there. Actually there. And then the red fist and that fist that almost looks like water are floating in separate areas to the left and to the right. And so Apodexis begins to rush in for the hammer, moving with getting about 30 feet there. You guys are still role playing, so I'm just wondering. So Apodexis is rushing in. What's your speed, Apo? I know it's more than probably being a Leonin.
Let's see. It is 35.
Okay, so yeah, you would just be starting to crest the top of this broken. It seems like it might have been a sigil or some kind of icon from the Archons long ago. Piece of it that's left, and you get on top of it. And you can see the hammer. The hammer is not upright. It's literally, it's slammed into the ground. The head of it is slammed into the ground, and the handle is sticking out at an angle where someone could, grab it.
Oh. I bet you 10 gold he goes down in one hit.
He's a strong one now. I'll take that offer.
What does Apple continue to do?
Apple turns and goes, "No one will come with me. I don't feel like being fisted today."
So
you won't be fisted. You will be gouged by bronze horns.
Looking at some notes and parchments, Proxenos looking over to Zen. Zen.
Yeah, what's up? He's notching an arrow in his bow.
I've been working on that thing.
What thing?
Remember when we had to fight that statue? And
You gonna turn me into something else again?
I've been working on that scroll.
As you near the hammer, Apodexis can have a strength check.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's bad. That's a 9.
Okay. So as you're kind of getting closer, and you look back, you guys, anybody coming? The red hand rushes in front of you and it goes out, and like you kind of slam into it, and it holds you there and just kind of like grabs you and then lets go, like pushes you back, for almost like it's trying to impose your movement, as you weren't able to like get through it on that in that moment.
How far away is the hammer from us?
Let me start. About 50 feet.
That's it?
Yep. 50 feet from
Right.
Telmoon and Proxys.
Um,
The bull begins to continue to kind of pacing this way and stops in front of Apodexis. Starts kind of like huffing.
Feroxes puts out a hand. Friends, give us but a moment. And Telma, perhaps only we should approach those blessed directly by the hand of Perforos. If it goes wrong, have at it.
Still owe me that 10 gold.
He's down, isn't he?
We argue about this as we walk up to this. the hammer.
So they're like arguing, pushing forward. As you are kind of moving in, the bull has not, stopped its march, and so it's kind of preparing to rush Apo. So because of that, and nothing's been said, we will still roll initiative, even though Teroxys and Telmoon are approaching.
And could I mark it with Hunter's mark
Can you do that as a
bonus action?
As a reaction, as a bonus action? That means you have to do it on your turn, depending on whatever you.
So I'll do it in the next one then. Okay.
Yep. And can I have an insight from Telmoon and Teroxys as well?
0. Actually 6. I read that wrong.
So backwards today. I rolled a 7 initiative and a nat 20.
Oh,
for a
D&D
19
Beyond is
insight.
D&D Beyond is getting better. When you roll in D&D Beyond, it autofills on my screen.
Yeah, we literally did do opposite because I got a nat 20 on my initiative.
There you go.
We were literally opposite.
Changing this dice on D&D Beyond.
Well, I usually run the mythic dice set just because it's thematic for this campaign.
So Zen, what do you have? I don't have Zen, Pythias, Telmoon.
I rolled a 23.
23.
I was
Pythias.
16.
16.
22.
I rolled a 7.
I rolled an 8.
20.
20 for Proxinos, and I got the 8, and then Telmoon was a what?
7.
7.
Yeah, I don't roll like that usually, but it happens.
All right, so I gave you guys up until this point. You still got that free 30, movement. Everything that's happened so far has happened. Zen, you're up. You can continue to wait and hold your action and let Teroxys Teroxys will be going next after Teroxys, Proxinos, and Pythias, then Fitz. As of right now.
Yeah, Zen's not going to do anything until something happens.
Okay. Teroxys, you are up.
All right. He is going to run past the hammer toward the bull.
Okay. So around or over, like, is he just doing difficult
Just
terrain over top?
Straight over. I'll dash if I have to.
Okay. So then that'll be 30. So he wants to get farther. That's about 30 feet here going over the difficult terrain.
You know what? I
Yeah.
will dash.
Yeah, we'd have to dash.
And he'll dash directly in front of it.
So right before it's about to charge, it's like about to gain that momentum. Its eyes kind of flare. His host comes sliding into the dirt right in front of this thing. And is there something he's doing?
Teroxys first drops to his knees and then goes fully prostrate in front of the bull. Then says, "Brother of bronze, we seek not combat between us. We seek to use this hammer to wreak vengeance upon the foes of our father and to bring it down upon Heliod's divine skull. Simply allow us to take it and we will use it in our father's name."
Persuasion check.
This is gonna be bad. 5.
Oh. And then, and what was your insight? Did you roll that insight check? Did you ever?
Mine was poor. Telmoon's was better.
Yeah, Telmoon got a nat 20.
About a 20.
It's 19,
So as you
but
see him rushing over Telmoon, as you're looking at the hands, Telmoon, from where Telmoon's at, even though I know he's like about to climb up over, I know that, imagine if he's looking at Teroxys, he gets the feeling, he's realizing that while this thing probably could be negotiated with, this seems to be, to you, almost like a fail-safe for Perforos losing the hammer. And if Perforos has lost his hammer, this is like its security system. And so without Perforos there, you don't really know if this thing can communicate or make decisions like that. And at that moment, you realize the thing is going to rush Teroxys. Teroxys, now at that moment, looking into the bull's face, you just hear it say, "If this is true," like it doesn't move, just hear this, "If this is true, you then prove you are worthy." And so that kind of probably tells Troxys everything he needs to know. Now, I will say with your insight, Telmoon, without sharing, well, it's not 20, so I'll say Telmoon knows that while this thing is going to attack, while combat and fighting might be a part of it, there may be a way other than finishing this thing off to get the hammer and end this early. But that will be up to you all to decide and to figure out and make your decisions. Let's see. Other than that, then I would move to
bonus action. Just a quick bonus action.
Yep.
Gonna activate that last run of Giant's Might.
Rune of Giants. It's doing Rune of Giants Might on it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
I'm my class feature Giant's Might, the one that makes me big.
Makes you big. Got it. So he's growing in size.
But I do have a new rune to show off for my next bonus action.
Yeah. We'll move to. Sorry, let me see.
Oh, and I'll shout out. Never mind, we're fighting.
We'll move to Proxinos.
Okay. Looking over to Zen and saying, "So no crab?"
I mean, you can be a crab if you want. I can get you there real quick.
Well, let's try it. And Proximus is going to climb onto Zen.
Okay, so I have them here. So he would move over. His 30 feet, hop on the Zen. So now he is riding Zen. Does he do anything else?
Since he doesn't want to turn into a crab onto Zen, he is going to hold his action.
Okay. Is this the giant crab or the hulking crab, or is it the regular?
It's the hulking crab.
Okay. Then we will move from Proxinos to Pythias.
Wasn't Fitz before me by one?
I thought Fitz was 12.
Fitz is 17.
I was 17.
Oh,
That's
now
okay.
no. Nope. Then I'll move you, and you'll bump up. There you go. So I just had you as
Shoot.
12. There you go.
I
So
didn't
Fitz.
prepare. I was just gonna let it slide.
If you want Pythias to go first, then that's fine for this round.
Yeah,
So
for this round, I'm
Pythias,
sorry.
why don't you go then?
Okay.
Thank you.
I really don't want to be next to this flaming fist, but with 30 feet of movement, would I be able to get? I'd probably be able to get 2 Apodexis.
Yes.
Could I get? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be good. And I will ready an action if the fist attacks us. I don't think I'm not even engaged with it, but if it gets to me and attacks, I'll attack.
Okay, you got it. Then we will move from Pythias being prepared to do that. Then the fist that is directly in front of Appledex is just it just stopped him, the red one, and it like balls up and it just goes to just punch you. Actually, you roll real dice. Since I'm gonna take my real dice over. So 24 to hit, Apple.
Oh yeah, that hits.
And then let's do 22 force damage. So you just get punched. And it moves you 5 feet back.
Of course it does. Then Apple yells at Taroxys, "You said I wouldn't be fisted."
I can keep it staying there. So just as Pythias is running up, you just see Apples get he gets thrown back. but lands like a cat, like lands on his feet. And then the almost bluish water like one will move down towards Telmoon. And this one, the hand is open towards you, Telmoon. And I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
21.
Okay, so you leap out of the way as it like goes to grasp, like to just grab you, and you're good as you've been able to dodge it. That is when the creature, the bull, that's watching Taroxys grow, kind of rushes forward. Actually, instead, it will. So what you notice, Taroxys, is as you're growing bigger, you notice that this metal creature is like the steam pouring out of its nostrils. Even though it kind of looks like black forge smoke, there's a green hue to it, and it just goes. It just like opens its mouth instead of rushing, since you just ran to it, and it just this 30-foot plume of in a cone shape comes out. So from its 30 feet, so it does get doesn't get Telmoon, but it gets Pythias and our boy Apo. So you all will give me Constitution saves.
Okay. What kind of damage was it?
What kind of damage will it do? It doesn't do a damage.
Oh, damn it.
It doesn't do any damage.
Yeah. Appo, you can add 3 to yours because you're within 10 feet.
You got a 25, so Tapo passed, so the 28.
Yeah, I only have a 10 though.
So
It's a 9.
Pythia starts coughing. Wait, you got a 25 on the first one, didn't you, Apple?
Oh,
No, you got
that's
a
me.
9. Oh,
that was
Taroxys
Taroxys.
just takes it. Apple gets a 9. Okay, so the two behind him, you guys didn't see like this green cloud of smoke, almost smells like sulfur, starts to cloud and like fill your lungs. And you start to feel like your limbs slowly locking up.
No.
And even though you're already made of metal, Apple, you can see the joints where they would move starting to bond this round. And you get the feeling that you must like break this in the next few moments. We then move to Apple. So Apple, you can you guys are both restrained. So you're just restrained right now, and I will need.
Sounds like you're fighting petrification again, Apple. Good job.
Can't turn you into
I
more
didn't
of a
miss
warforged.
anything.
Is there a level past Evilrot? Can we just?
He's gonna be
Got
like an
you.
onion. He's gonna have layers.
Yeah, I know you're up there,
Bronze
so-
on rock on bronze on rock.
Ask
Yeah,
is
so you got
steel.
your turn. You're restrained right now. What do you want to do? Otherwise, at the end of this turn, you have to test.
Let me see. That's not gonna help right now. How far am I
Speed
from?
is
I'm
zero,
still
but you can
restrained, right?
perform it. Yeah, your tackle rolls against you at advantage, and yeah, you have disadvantage on saving throws. So, can a restrained creature can still make ranged attacks, though, right? No. No.
I don't think so.
Oh, it doesn't benefit from any speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls. It says the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
Yeah, all
Which means
their
that you-
all their attacks have disadvantage. They can still do them. It's
Right,
just
that's what I'm
their
saying. So he can still
disadvantage.
take
Okay.
his turn. You can still try to do something. You just can't move.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or you can take the turn to try to break the grapple. It's up to you.
Well, at the end of his
Yeah.
turn, he tries to break the. At the end of your turn, you have to test anyway. So I don't think it's like a
Okay.
grapple
Oh,
where you get your
I
turn and
see.
then you're gonna make the. At the end of your turn, you're gonna have to make the restrain check. I mean, yeah, to see if you're because you're right now you're starting to petrify.
Yeah. Okay. I think what I'll do then is he'll take the longbow attack at the bull if he's within range. Yeah. Okay. It's a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Nice. And then that's going to be 8 piercing damage if it
All right.
takes it. And then
Yep,
Is it with
lands in it.
disadvantage?
Oh, it was a disadvantage. So did you
Oh.
roll that twice? You got to roll
Damn
that
it.
again.
Sorry.
Disadvantage. I thought that was
that's okay.
the
No. All right, here we go.
It's
17.
still a great hit.
Yeah.
that will miss.
Oh,
Like bit.
now we know.
So, bing, and it bounces off.
Oh man, give me
okay,
this.
yeah.
Give me this save.
So
Poor
then
Rappo.
I'll do so my bonus action. I'll cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay. And then if you have any type of inspiration to give yourself on this check, on this save, then
I've got nothing.
Yeah,
done.
+3 from Pythias.
you have plus
right?
2 from Pythias,
Oh.
so there you go.
Okay, and it's a strength check.
Mm-hmm. It is a no, it's a constitution check. Constitution save.
Okay, damn it. That would be good.
You can just use the dice and apply the con.
Yeah,
Modifier
just if you
instead.
rolled in your
That's
I would
17
have
work.
kept. I would have kept your roll. I always keep the roll. Just take the modification off of if you rolled already.
He got
You got an
30
18
20
on
on the
that
second
first
one.
one,
We'll
right?
take the second one.
So it was a dirty 20 with con, with you just making the minor. Okay.
Yeah.
So you feel it locking up, and what you realize is before when you turned into they brought you back as an Enverot, you were starting to feel like the insides, every little gear, everything, like that soul part of you that's still inside there, like you were gonna be by pure bronze once again, and there probably wouldn't be another way out, or and you're able to break it, and you're able to keep moving and fighting through it as you realize that Pythias is kind of going through the same thing right now, not wanting to go down that road again. We move to, if I'm not mistaken, we move to Telmoon.
Is Fitz still holding her turn?
So,
Yeah, I don't know when I'm
oh yeah,
supposed to
Fitz,
go.
come on, yeah. What you were supposed to go after? That's my fault, but I forgot to go back to you. So you can jump.
At first, I was
Dang.
like, all these people must have rolled 17. It was so hard.
Mal
for
was
us to
like,
get
"You
in
ain't
there."
ready. You don't get to go."
I was willing to take that. I was willing to take it. Is it possible for Fitz? I can't tell the distance here. Can I get within 30 feet of the bull? I have a 35-foot walking speed.
How close do you want to get to the bull?
30 feet, if possible.
If you have 5, so if you have 35 foot, then you'll get right to
Mhm.
Apodexis if you're going that way. That's about 35 feet
Okay.
in where I just moved you from here to
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And that's about 30 feet to the
Yeah.
bull.
So then you're about 30 feet to the bull if you've got something. So another 6.
Yeah, just
I-
use me as a shield. It's fine.
I am going to cast. Oh, I guess I didn't have to get that close. Anyway, I'm going to cast command and I'm going to tell it to surrender.
Okay.
That's a wisdom save of 15.
Second here. What kind of spell is it? What do you-
Command?
Command. Oh, it's
It's a-
command. So it's
yeah.
kind of
It's
Okay.
a charm effect.
charm. That's what it is. Okay. It automatically passes charm. It refuses to be charmed.
Shoot! Shoot.
You just hear it like it just kind of like as you're like surrender.
Surrender.
It just kind of keeps huffing, and that smoke is clearing, and then it's starting to put its hoofs down again, like it wants to fight with Taraxi, like it wants a challenge.
Oh, shit. You know what? We're going to beat you. And I'm going to use my bonus action and cast Unsettling Words.
Okay,
And it will take 1d8.
we'll take
It will take 4 off of its next saving throw.
off its next saving throw. Okay. So
Nice.
just to remind myself, I'll put that little marker out there so I'm reminded from that settling word. So Fitz is doing her best to try to control this thing. We move back to Telmoon, son of Telamon.
All right. Telmoon will go ahead and use his ancestral guidance feature, hit his little Super Saiyan. Gets a little shiny, gets a little harder to hit. And then he's just going to sprint towards the hammer.
Okay. So sprint
I don't
towards the
know.
hammer. So
I don't know how that is. Is it easier to go up and over at difficult terrain or around?
I know your speed's crazy. It's like 45, right? So
Yeah, it's 45.
So I imagine you just run around then. I don't know if it.
I don't know if I can.
I don't know if you make it, because if you go over, you're looking at every move is 10, 20, 30, 45. So you're talking about just getting over it if you go huff it that way, unless you dash or moving like 35 feet.
Oh, I'm literally going to the hammer. Like, I'm not going
to yeah. You're going to the hammer. Oh, then that's no problem. Yeah. For some reason, I'm thinking about you're going to the hammer. So I do get opportunity to attack, which I'm sure you want me. So it will strike. It will ball up its fist and strike.
The way you roll against me, not necessarily, but
17 is all I got.
Ooh, look at that! You miss.
So you dive through like it swings and you like Telmoon leaps over slow motion.
Do I want to do it? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stab it back for being impertinent.
Okay. Yep.
Does a 15 hit?
On the creature.
On the water fist?
It does not.
All right. We miss each other as I ran away. But I'm going to get to the hammer and yell out, "Brother, don't be distracted. Come and grab your destiny." And I'm just trying to kind of hold sentinel at the hammer so that Tyroxes can get up here.
Do you want to try it? Do you want to try a pull at it, or no? Or you want to wait for Tyroxes?
It's not my destiny.
It's not your destiny.
The hammer's not my
Fair
destiny.
Enough. Okay. Give me then give me a religion check. Because I like what you're saying. You're saying this isn't my check to do. So maybe you're paying, maybe you can pay something forward to Tyroxes, but you gotta
You know, I'm so good at those.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a nat 17 for a 16.
All right. 16. So like Tyroxes feels as he hears you, like I imagine there's a bit of inspiration that goes his way. We'll kind of leave it at that as he kind of hears you like calling out through like the smoke is pluming from this crater that you all are fighting this thing in. We then move. So if you're done, Telmoon, that'd be the whole first.
I will just take a dodge action.
Okay, so he's dodging. Zen, you're up. You've got Proxinos on your back here. What do you do? And you're right. I know you're going to see yourself on one screen, but on the other screen, the top down, you should see your right.
Yeah, I see him.
Yep.
I'm going to go the opposite direction that Telmoon went, so I'm going to go to the far left.
Yep.
And I have 55 feet of movement, so
Jesus.
Yeah, it's going to get much worse before it gets better. Sorry,
So
guys.
this is like 55. So if you've got like just there, you're moving there, or what is that? Is that like 40? So you got like another 15 feet of movement. So where are you going for? You're going for the ball?
I'm
gonna
try.
There's a hand here. Unless you're trying to go around. There's also a hand there, and then I don't know if you want to go to.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to use the dash action.
Okay.
I'm spending the key point, and I'm gonna try and make it to the backside of the bowl.
You get there.
With proxy on me, and when we get there, I'm just gonna kind of like buck him off a little bit, so he can do his held action.
Yeah. So as he bucks me off, you see the scroll starting to glow as Atroxes, you hear, "Help has arrived," and Proxenos transforms into a hulking crab behind the bull.
Oh no, that was disastrous.
And that's
Oh,
what
no.
that's what happens.
That
when
is what
you
happens with that
polymorph.
fucking crab.
Nick, you still hate your ape, huh? You hate him.
jeez.
Don't like the
Um,
crab boy.
Crab.
I mean, it's
Lobster
it's
party.
a good fucking crab.
So your body starts contorting, shifting as you start to change to this giant crab-like creature.
And of course, you printed out a crab for us in the meantime, right, Mal? Because you're ready.
I got
for
something
this to
for
happen
you.
Right
Give me
away.
a second.
Oh, look at
It's not,
this!
not quite hulking, but
Hey, if it's crab, we'll accept it and love it for what it is. I hope it's Mr. Krabs.
I would die if it was a Mr. Krabs.
SpongeBob little toy.
That's the question: is why Mal? Why you got all these SpongeBob toys? What's going on, man?
so little Proxenos leaps from and
Yeah.
There it goes.
becomes that crab we see over there. All right. All right, so what are you doing? Where were we at? Go ahead and take over. So Zim. So then we're moving from Zen
Well,
to
then you have an action left, yeah?
yeah. Zen.
I mean, I do,
Your thing.
but has anyone told the party that this is supposed to be between the two bulls?
No.
No,
Okay, fine.
Taroxis
We
even
expect you to
said.
understand this stuff.
Taroxis even said, "Come in."
Yeah,
They're
Taroxy
like,
said
"Fine."
come in, but
I said light 'em
Roxy
up.
said fight, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. This is kind of weird. So I'm gonna take the spear that they made me and take 2 attacks.
okay. It's a +1 spear.
Yes, sir. 19 for the first attack.
That will hit the bull.
And second attack is much less. Oh, that's gonna miss. Oh. Yeah. Damage on the attack that hit is going to be 8.
Take it. Ching! So you can feel that the armor is still kind of soft, or you find a spot in between where you jam it into where where you slice into your spear, where you punch into where the hot area is, and you hear it kind of grunt for a second as it takes the punch. Is anything else? Is that it?
I don't know if I want to use the save. No, I'm not gonna stunning strike it, so someone else can do something more important.
Don't try to
I mean, I would stunning strike it. That's all Zen does is punch and
it.
stun.
Do it.
So I need a con save.
All right. Yeah, better that you stun it now so that Taroxis can lay.
And it has the -4 to it from Nikki's debuff.
Yeah.
This is true.
-4 the saves.
Giant bronze bull, gotta have low con, right? Let's do it.
What do I need to beat?
14.
All right. So I get -4. I got 15. I rolled a 19. So the joints kind of, you hit it and they kind of like lock up, and then it just kind of keeps moving.
And I'm done.
Taroxis, you're up.
All right. As I'm gonna raise them all and bring it down on its head.
Brother.
I've got a plan. I've got a plan.
Brother.
So that's a 20 to hit.
That hits.
Don't make me die by this hammer trying to wait for you.
I've got an idea. So that's gonna be 19 damage on that first strike.
Okay. A hit. So it takes that. Okay. Boom.
Bring
So he
it down
hits it, the
again.
head kind of whips. You like hit it, and the head the neck snaps sideways, and it just kind of whips back at you.
24 to hit on the second strike.
Yeah, of course. Keep it coming.
That's gonna be 10 damage.
10. It'll take it.
And I'm going to proc my fire rune on that one. So that's going to require a strength saving throw.
Okay, strength save.
Keep attacking its weaknesses.
16.
The fire.
It passes, but
Okay.
is it immune to fire? Is what I was really.
It is
trying
immune
find
to
out.
fire.
Good to know. All right. I'm going to action surge,
Okay.
and
I'm about to do it again. Go.
I'm going to attempt to grapple it with my first strike.
Okay, so then it will choose strength then as well. Try to free itself
So
for
this is
a
athletics versus athletic.
17.
Ha! I didn't even need to use my advantage, but I got a 26.
All right, so he is holding on to the bull's horns and got it locked up where it's stuck where it is.
Ooh. And
And
I'm
then?
going to drag it to the hammer.
Oh, interesting.
So my speed is halved, so it'd be 15 feet, but I'm just gonna grab it by the horns and drag it with me
Yep.
towards the hammer.
So that just gets you there because it's like a mound of rubble, right? So the difficult terrain would stop you with 15 feet right there.
All right. And then as
so
a bonus
so you're
action-
right. You're where the hammer is, but the monster is kind of behind you.
Alrighty. Yeah, as a bonus action, I'm going to invoke another rune, my Hill Giant rune.
Okay.
Gaining resistance. You invoke the rune as a bonus action, gaining resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for 1 minute.
So you gain resistance to bludgeoning,
Piercing, and slashing. It's basically rage.
Got it. All right. So Taraxis is getting stronger. The armor of Perforos is getting more, is strengthening around him. So, as he's holding those horns and dragging the creature, you all see the creature kind of like fighting it, being pulled.
Was there anyone who wanted to proc an attack of opportunity on him for being pulled away?
It won't count because I was reading the other day. So opportunity attacks don't work when they're not voluntary.
Oh,
yeah. So
Yeah,
because I'm being
things that
pulled
force
away,
something to take their movement, that works. But if you drag them, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
no problem.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That's the turn.
All right, Proxinos.
All right.
Let me just turn him
Crab.
into-
Crab is not smart. Crab is going to bowl. Crab will hit bowl.
Okay. Crab goes to attack bull.
I'm guessing an 11 won't hit.
That will not hit. As they tries to grapple onto the tail, the first little claw, clink, doesn't quite connect.
Nat 20.
Oh, well, that will hit.
And that is ooh. Ooh. 30, 38 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, man. Powerful strike there. Takes it. So that the crab, I imagine grabs the back of the neck and starts to bend the metal starts to almost bend like it's soft. While Taraxis is holding onto the horns and some of the molten lava starts kind of bursting from it and oozing down the sides. As it's starting to look more, starting to hurt it physically, clearly.
When I hit with it, I automatically grapple it, so it's kind of this tug of war between
him and
me and
Taraxis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but it can't even escape. Can anything be grappled by two things at once?
It can be. Yeah. It sucks, but it can be.
All right.
Oh, that's so fucked. I'm gonna look for the errata for that, because to escape a grapple, you need to take an action. So to escape two grapples, would that require two actions?
I think most DMs I've seen lets you roll against all of your grapples at once,
Right.
but it's it
I
means
would
you
do
have
the
to beat
same. It makes
them.
sense.
You have to beat them one at a time.
One at a
which kinda
time. It
sucks,
makes sense
but-
if you're going to use your whole action to try to break a grapple. You should be able to try to break both grapples, at the
I
same
figured.
time.
I just never
Um,
encountered this situation.
Yeah, I haven't either. This is a new one. Giant golden bull beats golden bull fights, or bronze bull beats fighting bronze bull man and fights giant crab. So, in tug of war of strength here, as we move from Proxinos, then who is the crab, to Fitz.
Who is a satyr for
Yes.
now?
That's me. I'm going to just kind of start whispering to the crab, and the wind is just going to carry my voice to him as I cast
Stupid
distant. Not the crab. I'm sorry, the bull. I'm
Okay.
lying.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to hurt the crab. He's my friend.
All right.
I'm going to cast dissonant whispers.
Okay.
And I'm going to be like, we're going to take that hammer, buddy. We're taking that hammer, buddy. It's going to be okay. And
What kind of save?
A wisdom save of 15.
Am I still taking the -4 away from this thing, or no?
I think
No.
it's only on its next.
That was just
It's
that first
just-
one. Okay, so then that
It's
one should be
just
good.
until, yeah.
Okay. And that was the Hunter's Mark is still there. All right, then I will give. It does get advantage. So let's see. So I'm gonna pass with a 21.
Shoot. Well, it still takes half damage.
Sure.
Which is. It is 7 points.
All right. So it's starting to look. Just maybe it's from the tugging of the crab and Taroxys himself, and then the being punched by the blade, and then your kind of damage, which I imagine was that psychic damage. Just all of it kind of weighing heavy on the creature. It's starting to look a bit haggard, but still fighting. Still got some fight left. As we move to Pythias, who this is the round that you make your other save, right? But it's your turn. You're still restrained.
Still restrained. Would I understand the effect of the green gas to be poison?
You don't feel like it's poison. You feel like your skin is locking up, and you can see little splotches of like liquid bronze forming on your like bluish skin. So you know you're being turned, you're being petrified.
Yeah, that's not great. Oh, okay. And there's not a lot I can do about that.
You still get a turn you still get to try to fight it. So you can still try. You just can't move. You're just like locked in place.
Yeah. I am going to cast Bless, because that'll
Okay.
hopefully help me out with this.
Okay.
I'm going to bless myself. And who else is standing in there?
There's you, there's Apodexis, there's Fitz, and then Telmoon is right on the mound, and then Taroxys, Zen, Crabman, Proxinos. And we'll imagine that.
Probably, yeah. So
Sterile.
I'll bless myself and
Okay.
Taroxy, since he's right in the middle of it. And let's see, Apodexis escaped his whole thing, right?
Apodexis is clear. He got
Okay.
through.
Oh, but you know what? That totally makes sense to bless the crab. That's Thassa's chosen creature.
Yeah.
So yeah, myself, Taroxy's crab.
Yeah,
Nice.
buddy.
Makes sense. All right. You can
and I'll
make your
yeah.
save.
I will ask for the protection of Thassa in there. So I get save plus a d4.
And attack roll plus d4. That's very important.
Yes, but I'm not attacking this round. I think that makes it with 20. Yeah, 25.
You're good. Yeah, you start to push through and break it. That's great. So, and as you're triumphing over this like spell and kind of coughing out of your lungs, we move to one of these living hands, the red one that turns and goes towards Telmoon to try to get him off the mound away from the. It's there somewhere. It's nothing standing on this mound, but it's next to you. It flies. It's up there, but it's just going to try to punch at Telmoon. Actually, it's going to try to grab you. I want a dex save.
Well, then disadvantage doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I get advantage. A million. It's not a million. It's only an 18.
18 passes. Good.
Okay.
It kind of swipes forward and tries and kicks up a lot of the dirt. Kind of does that. Kind of goes back to floating in front of you.
No.
As the other one moves in behind, moves into Fitz, and goes to grab Fitz. You need a dex save. And they moved like 10, 15 feet to get to you.
That is a natural 20.
There you go.
Nice.
26 total.
Nice.
Can't
We're
touch Seder
getting
Gang.
this hammer.
Let's go.
I just like matrix dodge out of the way.
the bull kind of frustrated, realizing that trying to get free is taking too much of its time, just kind of breathes in and tries to muster up more of that gas. This is a recharge test. It does not work. Okay. So it tries to recharge, so it can still try. So then it's just going to try to it's just going to try to get free, because the recharge doesn't take its action. So I'll test strength to Taroxys first. That's not gonna. It's not gonna work unless you unless you dramatically fail.
So the first one's a 30.
Yeah. No.
Also, I have to do athletics as well.
Yeah, I think he's doing this separately though.
Yeah, I'm doing this. Oh yes. Oh yeah. I'll do the second roll for the crab, and I got a 14.
So you have to escape the DC, which is a 15 target.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm locked.
Oh
in.
well, no. Look at
Yeah.
that.
All locked up.
Then we will move from the bull to Apo, now free and back in
Appo's still
business.
putting the kids down.
Oh, he's putting the kids down. So we'll just if somebody wants to use, I mean, Apple usually fires arrows. Somebody wants to pull up his thing and roll, pull up his sheet and roll.
Is
for him.
Apple still restrained?
No, he
got
broke
free.
it. He got free.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody got free. That was him.
Fire an arrow for Appo. He gets 2 of them now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He is a level 7 ranger.
And he also has Hunter's mark on the bull.
I rolled a 14 and a 17 on my 2 die. I think both of those will probably hit with modifiers.
+4 to each.
18 and a 21.
21 hits.
The 18 misses?
18
Look
misses.
at that.
Yeah. It's
You found
not
this?
that it misses. It's like the it just hits the armor of that bull and ding and just bounces off. One of them
Oh,
just-
because he's not a Dexy Ranger.
No, he's a very
I forget
undexy
about him
ranger.
with his strength rangers. Ridiculous. Okay. What is a bow? 8?
1d8 +1. Plus whatever Hunter's mark does for the target.
5
height.
and a D6, I believe.
D6.
for Hunter.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry. That was a D8
You're
plus
right
a D6 plus 1.
Mhm.
That is 12 damage.
Okay.
For the arrow that
Another
hit.
arrow lands
Second one
into the
that bounces
thing.
off of him.
Yeah, second one bounces off, keeps moving, but looking weaker. Still trying to get free as we move, if I'm not mistaken, to Tell Moon, unless Apple's doing something else.
Moon is going to look in disgust at the hands. Just looking to absolute, just disappointed in their ability to defend things. Because this is my god's weapon. Y'all should be doing better. But he's gonna let that slide and go ahead and offer up a quick prayer up to Perforos, thanking him for the bounty and letting him know my brother will use this hammer well. And he's
Okay.
going to hold the hammer steady for him to try to give him a help action for whatever he's going to do next.
All right, so you're holding the hammer.
I'm just trying to
Oh, just trying to kinda-
imbue some strength, just some Perforos love, whatever I can imbue.
Give me an arcane check.
One day, Mel. You're not gonna ask for an intelligence check or a wisdom check from me. high on these. Why do I keep rolling high on these? 18 minus 1. That's 17.
All right. So, yeah, you start to feel where it sparks for a second when you grab the handle and you realize like something's on your side, because what should have been like a jolt or a rush of very powerful energy that could have thrown you back. Like you feel the current run through you, almost like you're being electrocuted, but you feel like warmth, but you don't feel the pain, like you're not being fried. You feel that current though, like you're grounded to it.
There we go. Perforos is with us, brother.
Then turn 3. Zen, you are up.
Okay, let's join the bull party.
Yeah. Ain't no party like a bully party.
I will get on the right side of the bull.
Our name's never been more apt as we are bullying a bull.
What?
I bet no Heliod bullies, whatever. Bronze Heliads? Nah, they ain't got it.
Yuck.
Just doesn't roll off the tongue the same way.
I don't get any type of advantage, right?
Not from grapple.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We don't do flanking in this one. Yeah.
No.
But I
First
do have an
attack.
idea.
With the spear is gonna be a 19.
Hits.
One. Fuck. Why am I all over the place? Second one's gonna be a net 1.
First one hit.
Yeah. So with the spear damage, that's going to be 11 piercing. I need another con save for shits and giggles.
Yep. $18.
All right, passes. Bonus action for your blows. I'm going to take 2 hoof strikes and kind of like pound into its back thigh, trying to dent it.
No flanking, but you can bust up his flank.
Yeah, pretty much. That's going to be a 23 for the first one. Second one, a lot more.
That was 23 for damage.
No,
Oh,
to
that's a hit.
attack.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
23 to hit, and for the first bonus attack, and for the second bonus attack, it's 26.
okay.
So first armor strike, that's going to be this one. That's 7 damage. Con save.
Okay. $22 on the con save, and then what was the damage again? So I can
7.
take it.
And
Okay.
on the second attack, damage is going to be 9. And I need 1 more con save.
Okay. Nat 20.
That's everything I got.
So it's like moving a lot slower here. Zen is really kind of putting a lot of work there, as a monk should. As we move to Taroxys.
All right. I'm going to drag him up the hill all the way to the hammer.
Okay. So you're able to get him there.
How is this for worthy? As I take his head in my hands and I slam him into the head of the hammer.
Okay.
I don't
And
know what I should roll for that, but
give me a strength check.
oh god, that's a 9.
Ooh. So it's not that you slam it. And so as you slam the head into the hammer, there's a huge like wave, like boom, opposing wave as the head butts into it, and this blast goes out. Go.
I lied. I have advantage on these because
Okay.
of Giant's Might. It's actually a 23, which is much better.
Okay, so then you slam his head into
Into Perforos's hammer.
Perforos's hammer. And same thing. It there's this like blast, this wave that rips throughout, that goes out. I need a dex save from everyone. Everyone within like 300 feet, so everyone. It's got a shock wave goes out.
Me and Perforos are having a moment. I'm grounded. I want a deck save. I want to enjoy it.
Crab deck save. What is crab deck save?
30-20?
Oh, that is crab deck save. Okay.
18.
11.
It's probably not enough, Nick. That's what it is.
No, that's an 18.
Nice.
Nice.
It's all thanks to Bless.
Blessed be.
Thank you, Pythias.
Yeah, if I remember the bless, the total strength check actually turned out to 27, but
And Fitz and Appa should have +3 because you're close to me.
Oh, so 22 for Fitz.
So anything.
Nick, you talk?
Is everybody over? But if you're over 16, you pass. If you're under 16, you fail.
what's
I
Apple's
fail.
roll?
Okay, so Pythias gets proned. And anybody else prone? No. If you pass, then you were able to like hold on as the blast went out. The creature got like it kind of exploded. So like shrapnel and pieces kind of going everywhere. So if you failed, so Pythias, you take 22. It's bludgeoning and fire. It's like hot pieces of metal. If you pass, you got 11 of it as the creature is gone. With Apple and
Well, it's
Moon.
gone. I
And the
take
hammer
0.
is still there, jammed into the rock, and it's just kind of glowing red from
Is
whatever.
Telmo still holding it?
Telmoon was able to hold on, so he's still holding it.
Yeah, okay.
So the hands are like they disappear for a second and they rematerialize. So they're still there, but the bull is gone. Proxinos, you are up, and a D4 is rolled.
Okay. Are the hands still there?
They are.
Which is the closest hand?
To you, to the crab, the red hand.
Fire
right
hand.
there, the fist.
Crab will fight fire hand.
All right.
And that is a 22 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. And that is 20 bludgeoning damage as the hand swings through it, the claw hand.
A claw. So the claw like grabs and like cuts into this like misty material, doing some damage to it as it kind of like rips away from you. 22 said. All right.
Does that? It doesn't get grappled, I'm assuming.
It doesn't get grappled. It just kind of like mistily goes through. Yeah.
Okay. Then the second claw comes in to swing at it.
All right.
Yep, that'll hit 25.
25 hits.
And that is 30 bludgeoning.
All right. Nice. So they think this arm is getting worn down. Now, as this is happening, just moments after Troxy's just blown the bull apart, you all start to hear like you all would just, even through the fighting, you would just hear the kind of a dragging of pieces, and you look around and you can see that, like, almost think of that timer as what you're seeing is pieces of the bull are dragging themselves across the ground towards an area over here, like just little pieces of shrapnel just kind of moving. And we move from the hulking crab to To Fitz.
Fitz is dangerously close to this water hand, and she's gonna turn around really fast and pull out a long sword and just chop its fingers off.
Nice. All right, go for it.
But no touchy.
I like that confidence.
Does a 16
It does not, unfortunately. She's trying, so she swings through the fingers, and they just kind of like they plop off, and then they like gel back together.
That's a sweet move. You think you could teach me that move? That's a great move.
Any bonus action sets?
I am going to inspire Taroxys to hopefully pull that thing out of here.
If
You
I
get
roll-
that hammer, man. You get that hammer. You take it out of that ground.
If I roll just right, I could get a really dummy number out of all these pluses.
So tell me, you passed the religion, you got the arcane check. Okay.
You get a D8.
There's no more wisdom and intelligence checks you can force on me. The next one has to be charisma.
And by the way, with my bardic inspiration, you get to use it once. If you try it and it doesn't work, you get to keep it until it works.
Eloquence bard, yeah.
The
Okay,
end.
so we're moving from Fitz to Pythias.
Okay. Pythias is going to get up off the ground.
Yep.
Oh, did Pythias
Uh,
hold on to bless?
Yes, he did.
Nice.
Yeah. For once, I actually made that con save. And you'll back, get the hammer. And I'm going to run up and help Fitz out with the floating water hand.
Okay.
Run over and make a couple attacks. Oh, no, that's not going to hit. Well, it's a 14.
That does not hit.
Not hit.
Plus
Yeah.
blast.
Plus.
Uh,
Rolled a 4 on the die. That's a natural 20.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's, for fun's sake, let's add in a second level divine smite.
Smite.
I have to figure out how many d8s that is because it's a lot.
Damn.
Is that 60?
Pull out your calculator.
Think
It is 6, yeah. Unless it's an
Is six?
undead hand.
Okay. I don't think it's
guessing
undead.
no.
Say that again.
Unless the hand's undead for some reason.
It's not undead.
Okay.
Okay. So there's 3. Rolled 3 1s on the first 3.
Okay. That's okay. 3 8s now. Let's do it.
Oh boy. What do I add for my attack? 26 damage.
That will
Mhm.
do it, as it only has 26 left with the divine
Oof.
smite. How do you do it? As you destroy the water hand.
Oh, as I get up, I'm like, oh, I know water. Just fight over confidently, miss once. Oh, and then hit again.
And it's like almost like it's almost like you feel like thoughts are with you as you're channeling through that cutting through it, almost like slashing through it and absorbing its energy at the same time. The water starts to kind of burn away and like evaporate into mist until it is no more. Great job there, Pythias. As one of the hands is gone. At this point, the fire hand is just livid and it starts to grow bigger. It's twice its size. It's now like the size of Taroxy's, this big hand. And it moves, pushes in, and it grabs the hammer, lifts it just from here, and the hammer strikes on Zin.
Do I get opportunity attack
Yes,
as
you
it
do.
moves away?
You can still as it will strike it.
Does he take it from me?
Does a 19 hits you, Zin, right? Okay.
What
Yeah,
happens
he
to
like
Telmoon
literally
in this
rips it. He
action?
rips it away from you. He just rips it. It envelops the whole thing to the point where you're forced to let go because it just like picks it up, and then the hammer looks as big as almost like the hammer is literally inside of the fire, the mortal size hammer, and then it forms a big translucent fire hammer that looks the same way, and it brings that down on the Zen.
17 to hit, by the way.
That does not hit.
Oh, that's a lot.
All right.
Can I get a headbutt opportunity attack? Since I was holding on to the hammer, so I can't stab him.
Zen, can I have a deck save?
22.
Oh, okay. So
That's our monk.
You take 33. Would have been 66. You take
Oh,
33
golly.
fire damage.
0.
Evasion.
I have evasion now, so I take 0.
Okay, nice. All right.
Yep.
So as he leaps out of the way, this fire kind of rips and rolls through, and when the fist kind of goes back, comes back down, the hammer is still there. It's back in the ground, but the fist is now hovering like over it, like inside of it. So Telmoon could try to Telmoon has had to let go of it, but now the fist is kind of like it's like the fire of the arm. It's like inside. You have to like reach into the arm now to get to it. So the fist is where the hammer is now. And we move to where who was I at? I was at the thing continues to down one, and then we move to
Pythias
Apo.
smited last, I think.
Pythias, so
Yeah.
then now we're on Apo. And then so we would shoot for Apo, then or do something with him.
Roll those arrows.
Arcing arrows. That is that's a 22 and a nat 20.
Okay, that's gonna hit. Both of them would hit. So
So
You
that's
should have hunters marked it first.
He has him 100 marked.
he had him
The
hunters marked
hand?
already.
Oh
that was the
no!
bull.
He had the bull hunters marked.
Ah,
So he would. I know
yeah.
Apple would have moved it.
he would have moved it. Yeah,
But would he have moved it to the
thinking.
water hand, or would he have moved it to the?
Well, he didn't get the chance to move it
You
to the water.
Yeah. So
The water hand was dead. Yeah.
I'll say it's on the fire hand.
Okay, I just wanted to double that on the nat 20.
I rolled double sixes for the nat 21. So that's 16 hunter's mark damage plus 16 plus 11 is
27.
plus his base twice.
27, you said?
Plus 2, 29 in total.
29 total. Okay.
Because it's just a +1 to the bow.
So both arrows fly into the fire, and it definitely reacts to them, burning the arrows inside away, but slowly shrinks a bit in size, but still kind of this big burning hand, still like large as Telmoon now, or larger than Telmoon. Larger than Teroxys is what I meant, because Teroxys is really big. As we move from Apple to Telmoon. You guys have this thing on the ropes. The bull is still dragging itself together very slowly, so. Telmoon, you're muted.
Telmoon is hurt by this thing. The fire should not be in our way.
Block your glory.
It's trying to stop my brother from glory, and this is not working. You know what? Telmoon is just going to walk into it and start lifting with the hammer, just to try to give Teroxys the help action, and just staring at Teroxys' eyes as he's just in the fire lifting this thing. We got this.
Athletic strength check.
I don't want to do it by accident. I'm gonna do this, but if it's high, I just want to help my brother out. It's not great. That's 13 plus athletics, 15.
It doesn't budge at all.
All right, so no help action. Got it.
While you're holding on to it, you take 12 fire damage.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. Give it to me. Give it to me.
It's just like little Tomu is like on fire. It's like metal arms.
I'm just in there trying to lift it. For my God.
As you move, Telmoon is doing that. We're at the top of the round. Zen, who just dodged this giant god-size, hammer. What do you do?
Is there any way I can maybe stall the bull from getting put back together?
It'll
Buying
clop
us-
on all the bronze pieces.
You're just running there trying to swat
I'm-
them away. Yeah, you're I can imagine
literally
you doing
just
that.
trying to buy us maybe a free turn or free round or something.
Yeah. I know you're fast, so I don't think the speed would be a problem. It's more of the athletics of making sure you connect with them. You're literally just swatting them away, trying to kind of put them back. So give me athletics, and I will say it's against the creatures overall. Say it's the dexterity. I'll say it's against the creatures. I'm gonna give it a wisdom save because the creature's trying to put itself back. It's not really about its dexterity. But your athletics against its wisdom. So let's see what you get.
It's a dirty 20. 15 plus 5.
All right. So you are spending your time running back and forth like a soccer match back here, stopping
Pretty
this
much.
thing. And
Get my exercise in.
slowing it down, it resets to 4. While
That's my turn.
as
I'm
you
spending
do,
my whole thing doing that.
Yep. Yeah, it takes everything. It takes your whole action kind of doing that. As we move to Taraxis.
Peroxes steps forward into the fire with Telmoon, places his giant bronze hands on top of Telmoon's together as he attempts to lift with him.
All right, I will give you help.
What am I
He
rolling?
needs it.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Athletic strength.
yeah, I was supposed to say that's
Actually,
already.
yeah, it's actually this is just it really should just be straight up strength. It's not even. It's just literally just pulling with all your might.
Well,
So,
then
yeah,
you
you
do
get-
need the help action. Look at that.
Is,
it's
is
just
he? Does bless help?
It is a check.
okay.
And you also have my D8.
Okay, so
My
um,
claw.
And my
Yeah.
I feel like this is gonna
Little
require.
poke eyes.
I just want to get the highest number possible. All right, so
Yeah, not that one.
28.
Okay. So Taraxis pulls on that hammer there together with Telmoon, and as at first it doesn't even feel like it doesn't budge. It feels like all your muscles strain and buckle for a second, and then suddenly there's a weight that starts to lift, and you start to realize it's not just on strength alone. It's kind of the blessing of the god. It's Perforos being there with you. It's Telmoon being there. It's the connection, and it unbudges from the ground as it kind of in slow motion bits of rock kind of levitate and break away. And in the moment, what you realize is that it was Telmoon's kind of prayer and his arcane holding on to the energy that brought it from a 30 down to a 20. It went from 30 DC check to a 25 and then to a 20, which is allowing you to lift it. As you lift it, Zen is in the back keeping it from, keeping the bull from coming together. And suddenly, I guess I'll turn over to you. What does it look like as you kind of lift it up and hold it?
How high do you
What
lift
does
it,
say?
Taraxis?
Oh, I'm man, a large creature. I'm 10 foot tall right now. I just
Because Telmoon's upstretched arms is about 6 feet.
He just raises it up, picks Telmoon up on his shoulder, raises it to the sky, and just roars in this pillar of fire.
I imagine
and just steam
I imagine this looks like some like 80s oil painting, Frank Frazetta, old D&D metal cover. It's like everyone's standing around and they're holding this hammer to the sky. As the hand bursts away, the fire kind of rolls away. You take no damage from it, and the bull, all the metal pieces just collapse to the ground and cease. You now hold the hammer of Perforos. You don't necessarily know if Perforos is aware even right now. He just fought Elliot, right? He might be back at his forge, like figuring things out or recovering from the fight, but you have it now. And it is slowly kind of attuning to, you can see the glyphs and the runes on it beginning to kind of glow, that like heated glow as you hold it. I turn over to you, as there's what's happening here is there's just kind of like steam billowing from this crater of a rock of an island that used to be.
I did it! And Fitz is just like dancing in place, like, yeah!
Fitz is
Who else wants to celebrate
clapping.
with me? Come on, you guys, that's pretty badass.
The crab,
Yeah.
the giant crab comes over to you, Fitz, and Eupitheus.
Mhm.
And the claws kind of come over to you and lift you up in the air.
Oh, no,
Both of
no.
us?
Both of you.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
So,
It's just a moment of awe, like Teroxys is dumbstruck, just admiring the weapon and no words.
and yeah, you guys are just there, taking it all in. I lost my notes here for a second. I'll bring them back up, but feel free to continue to role play.
Should we go? Is that thing still doing its? Is it coming back together still?
I don't
No,
think so.
clap.
Poking it with the spear.
And it's like, I got your leg. Just run
And the
away.
pieces start to melt into like liquid bronze and just kind of run back into the earth.
Yeah, definitely not gonna come back together. Hopefully, maybe.
Putting you onto the top of the shell, both of you. Waiting to see, kind of looking around what to do next.
How stupid are you right now?
Let's see here. I
Incredibly.
am a whopping 3 intelligence boy.
Yep. Okay.
How
Maybe
many?
we'll just
Oh no, go ahead. I was going to ask how many. How much piety does Teroxys have?
A lot.
Like
15.
Okay, so until it attunes completely, right now, the hammer is a +3 to strike. While holding the hammer, you have resistance to fire damage. You're immune to exhaustion. You have a proficiency with Smith's tools. Have advantage on ability checks made with them. And you are able to cast Animate Dead, Heat Metal, Fabricate, Magic Weapon, Mending, and Shatter.
Yeah, I have the hammer added.
Yep, perfect.
Akmon.
shatter back, huh? Look at you.
Yeah, shatter back. Because I ain't no shatter back girl.
Gotta hit him with the classic.
Oh my gosh.
I need to
Now
attune
just
to it
realized
so
what
I
you
can
said.
do the 3D.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
the really messed up thing is the 3D10 fire.
Yikes. Well, since I can talk to animals that can breathe water, I'll just lean down to Proxenus Crab and be like, "This is great. Why don't we just scuttle over to our friends and we can stick together?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking maybe we'll outweight the crab before we try to take this thing
Yeah.
back on the boat. We don't need to be taking the giant crab. Hulking. How big is a hulking crab?
Huge.
Does he? Can
Yeah,
he?
we're
Can
not
he
putting
just?
that on
Can he just turn back, or does he?
Nah. Nope. Can he? It's
Um,
concentration?
It's concentration.
Yeah, so he can.
Yeah. Pythias, you can convince him to turn back.
Do I want to?
You want to?
Also, by the way, I can talk to you. You're not able to talk back. to
Yeah,
me.
just kind of. little eye stalks and
Yeah.
It's
little
that
click clacks.
it was a happy click clack.
Yeah.
Imagine click clack.
Peroxes whispers to Talman almost absent-mindedly. The streets of Scothos will run red with the blood of the sons of Mogus.
And
Once
so-
recovering from being set on fire, but yeah, that sounds good to him.
I'm gonna Star Wars swipe pan and transition us, as I imagine there's nothing really left on this heaping
Before-
rock. Oh, go ahead.
Before we leave, I'm just gonna place a bronze Bullies flag where the hammer was.
Just a super tiny one on top of the mound.
Super teeny tiny one. And draw like a little heart in the stone, like in the dirt. Be like, we asked really nicely and we got to take it. I hope that's okay.
Nice. And so you find yourself back on the boat. The crew members are, I mean, like literally you, hooray, hooray, you know, as on the ship. Athasa is just like, you have amazed, just awestruck by the fact that that's hammer. They talk about over that, I guess I'd say over dinner that night on the boat, everyone you can hear talking about how they could hear like from the top of that inside, because they couldn't see it, but you know, from a distance inside they could hear the boom boom and the crashing and the blast and the back and forth, and they all ask you to tell them the story and so forth. As that all kind of settles in, I'll allow you guys to either kind of role play together or decide what is next for the party.
Hey, Troxys, I just wanted to tell you, I saw at the beginning of the fight, you asked nicely, and you were like, maybe can we please just take this without a fight? And I think that's a big deal, and I wanted to say, good job.
Oh, thank you. It'll never happen again.
Yeah, I'm really not holding my breath, I know. But, you know, credit where credit is due, that was great.
Thassa kind of overhears and says, you know, there are probably gods you could convince that way. Perforos is definitely not one of them. And laughs as she's like eating her Fisher meal.
What are your plans for this wonderful hammer? You're going to make all sorts of amazing weapons and armor, tools.
I haven't had time to think about it, but that's a very good idea. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to make things, and I am going to break things.
That's another thing that hammers can do.
Yeah.
I need a champion of Heliod to crack their skull upon the stones of the earth. And maybe some minotaurs along the way.
Yeah. Champions of Heliod.
Yeah, Medios doesn't count anymore, does he? Or does he?
Oh, no.
Does he?
The boy is fine. He can go do whatever. I'm talking about any other random champion will do.
A real champion. Yes, I got it.
You know that.
Yeah, okay.
You know that one that was riding the massive creature, the winged being.
Yes, the Archon. I could fight him now. I couldn't fight him before, but I could probably beat him now.
It would be very difficult. That seemed like the very same creature, that being that was depicted on those walls. He even acknowledged it too.
You're right.
Wasn't
But
that a
what could-
story of that Archon getting his butt kicked?
Yeah, he was beaten before. They can make new frescoes on the wall of us beating him. Besides, there is much glory in humbling legends.
Well, if the opportunity ever presents itself. By the way, Zen, you're right. It's a very strange, fishy taste.
Told you.
taste. Wait a minute. Kind of looking back at the scroll, and it's like, maybe. But anyways, what are we planning on going now?
Let me know so I can chart the course, so that we are ready in the morning. As you guys are still kind of in the vicinity of the island, floating offshore. Thassa is ready to take her men wherever you like, and she even she says consider this the past day on her, like she's to the party.
That is quite generous there.
Well, we have many possible destinations.
Where was that individual the artist mentioned located? Were they out at sea?
Not at sea, but by the sea, I think.
I think so. I have to rummage through my brain notes to figure it out.
Pretty sure it was Neolantin, but
That does.
It's
That
Neoland.
does
That
sound
sounds accurate.
yes.
If you look on the map, it's on that little strip of land that comes down away from Melitus. Of all the little villages, it's the one right at the bottom of the south there.
That might be worth checking out while we're already on the ocean.
We're so close. And I don't think he's a fan of Heliod, so I think we'll be very welcome.
Get this man a flag.
Maybe a
Indeed.
patch.
I think I need to get some sleep. It's been a long day.
Proxenos, I could forge you a new pillow.
Looking over to you. Would that be out of metal?
Maybe.
I really appreciate the offer there, but I would prefer something more for combat if you were going to make me something.
Well, you sleep on a shield, do you not?
I do.
There we go. But I would need a proper forge. Until then, the ideas will spin.
Oh yes, Apo. I needed to talk to you about something.
And I'm actually going to say you're selling by night. So she's actually charting course after she hears you guys say Neolantin puts the ship on course, but continue.
I don't think this is a permanent or a proper solution, but something I want to test out.
It involved me turning into a crab.
I came back with taste and this from the spell. I don't know, Apo, but this might be a beginning of figuring out how to change you back.
It could be a good thing.
I'm going to keep researching this. I do promise you. to return you back to what you once were.
And what Proxinos realizes is that maybe searching the many books in the library of the Forge back at Peripheral Source, maybe there's something there, as well as maybe consulting anyone in Melitus, since it is a place of powerful magic. Maybe there are mages there that might know what to do, and if not, maybe they can point you in the right direction. With that conversation is had, and is there anything else you want to share before they would have turned in for the night? Done rest. As everyone rests, you get a really good hearty sleep, and you wake up. You're able to sleep below deck, so it's well into the day unless you guys wake up early. Almost could, if you slept in, it's probably 11 or 12. If you're up, you've been in since then. The sun is out. The clouds are beautiful and fluffy. It's the clearest it's been this entire journey, and you all get the feeling, even especially Pythias, that something has changed with the water. Remember that weird feeling you were getting from it? It's gone, and you get the feeling that Thassa has been satisfied, and that all is well with the water, at least for right now. You realize all that tumultuous, all the stuff you were dealing with on the way over here had something to do with her, either grief or anger, and it seems to be calm right now. Ithasa has no problem getting you there. Within the next couple of hours, you end up seeing in the distance the little fisherman village of Neolanton. It is not a sprawling, it is, unlike Melitus, this grand polis, it is a few little, more than a few, of course, but scattered houses and wooden and maybe kind of stucco-based homes, all built on the rock over a huge, rock overlooking a cliff or a reef. You can see they have a mild little dock there. And it seems like a place you could kind of probably make your rounds within a few hours, if need be. Anything from anyone before you kind of set, before you dock there in Neolanton and begin your search?
Proxinos would be in the kitchen cooking up a simple but hearty meal. Whatever the dried provisions and stuff like that, seasoning it from what was left from his shop at Melitus, and kind of preparing plates for everyone before they make it to the shore, and making one extra one for Ithasa for later.
Nice.
Get him.
Okay, I see that.
All right. If we're just out on the ocean, I'm going to take advantage of the time and spend an hour and do a ceremony and create some holy water. Don't know when it's going to come up again, but especially since Thassa seems happier.
Yeah, you are clearly able to make that and bottle it, keep it. When the ship is docked, Ithasa you realize that her group, she's like, well, we've been on the water for a while and I'm itching for a good, the stuff we have here is pretty stale. This is a shitty little village, but I do know it has a little tavern up here called the Rusty Seahorse. So, men, we are going to drink. Drinks on me. And they go, yay! And as they begin to, make their way after docking and, taking getting off the ship, we'll take a quick 5-minute there in case anybody needs to use the restroom, refill your water, and we'll pick up in Neolanton.
All right.
We just got a hammer. We just got a hammer.
The hammer of hammers.
We just got a hammer. I wonder what it does.
I'm just afraid
Bad things.
either how much we need to nerf it or how much rebalancing our enemies in the bad direction has to happen.
Yeah. Unfortunately, everything's immune to fire and bludgeoning.
But just
Hopefully-
Taraxias goes first. Everyone else is behind him, giving him moral support.
We'll buff you from the sidelines.
I mean, that's okay. I totally get there's no reason for someone of our level to have full access to this thing, so it's gonna need some tweaking
Yeah.
because it's ridiculous. Every hit, even without the normal damage, is 3d10 fire
Jeez.
automatically,
Yes.
and it's a +3
Yeah.
with a
So
bunch
we
of
all
really
get
cool
badass
spells.
weapons now.
To be fair, my other group the other day just got Thassa's Bite It
Which
and
means
went
it's time
into
for us to fight.
battle, and they missed the monster they were fighting 3 consecutive rounds in a row. Those +3s missed the creature every single time. I didn't make the creature super difficult, just bad rolls. Those bad rolls missed, and it almost cost them. It was almost a TPK. So
Yeah,
I mean, bad rolls in general will
yeah,
cost
it was
you.
just one of those days where it was like,
That's
oh
one of those
shit.
things. Like if you balance for a certain amount of damage output, and the bad rolls come
Bad
from
rolls
the
come,
damage
it
output,
got
it's like, well,
it got
Yeah.
bad. It got
that's
bad
the thing. Is
quick.
like I really love and wanted the hammer. I just don't want to overdo anything. I don't want to be overtuned.
it's fine. I feel like we've gotten as much as we can out of Telmu Taraxi. We died a blaze of glory.
Yeah, I'll tell you that I'll tell you, I consider Theros a broken world to play in. It's about the heroes being overly powered. They all have destinies of greatness, so I don't see it the same way I would see your standard Forgotten Realms, like
We are all
giving someone
Neo.
a +3 weapon. Because the gods are awesome. The gods can rebalance anything by just
Right.
God stepping in. So it'll be
And
fine.
even with the hammer, with a bad roll, I can still drop in like 2 rounds depending
Yeah,
on what we're
it's-
fighting.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
Wait,
You
so
mean
I
if
just
we-
heard
don't
God
feel
step
in the
bad.
inside.
middle?
Don't feel bad.
When you're
Um,
taking 7 attacks around, then you can drop for 2 rounds.
we got long rest, correct?
I think
Yeah.
that's what Mouse
Yeah,
said.
buddy.
I can get rid of
That's what
my
I heard.
exhaustion.
That's what I heard.
Oh, no
Tell
more
Moon.
exhaustion.
I took 0 damage in the fight against the Rock and the Archon. It
Yeah.
took almost 40 just standing in fire.
I was really worried there. Like, it's a good thing that the hammer went after Zen, because anyone else, oof. Like, Telvin, you would have been like a crispy satyr.
Yeah, I mean, I would have had to pass the test, but yeah, 66 would have put me down instantly. Yeah, at full health, so 66 puts me down. Or yeah, 66 puts me down. But I have advantage on dex saves when I'm Super Saiyan, so that's why I seem so dexy, even though I only have a +3.
Makes sense.
So we now have a hammer.
Yes.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say we have a hammer. I say Taraxis has a hammer.
We have a hammer.
Pretty sure Taraxis is the only one that can use it effectively.
I will use this hammer
What's
and
your smash?
smash my foes. An 8?
Good luck.
Wait,
It's
can
a
you
+3
even lift it?
hammer. It's a +3 hammer. It's fine.
I'll be back.
The problem is I don't have proficiency with the hammer.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, can you even lift it?
No, I mean, I could lift the damn thing. I just wouldn't be able to hit things easily. I
You're
would have
medium,
a
right?
+2 to hit.
You're a medium-sized character, right?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Small characters can't use anything with 2 hands.
Yeah,
Or
that's
with the
why
heavy.
that's why I get mad when all these damn halflings are trying to use longbows, because they can use them. It's just auto disadvantage.
And I don't think it's with 2 hands. I think it's with the heavy property.
It's with the heavy property, but longbows
Yeah.
have the heavy property.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Longbows have the heavy property.
Yes, sir. Unless
I
they
don't-
errata that
I don't think so.
longbow. Properties, heavy range, ammunition. Ammunition, heavy range, 2-handed.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. No halflings who use longbows. They be out here cheating.
I mean, they could just say the short bow is the size of a longbow for a half.
No,
yeah.
no,
No?
nonsense.
Properties: ammunition, heavy, range 150 of 600, two-handed.
No, but Jason, I'm actually agreeing with you, saying that like a short bow is going to do 1d6 damage.
Oh,
For a
okay.
halfling, it's like a longbow.
Oh yeah, you can always do that,
Yeah, and then something that would be a short bow for a halfling, just forget about it.
but you're not getting that
I
one.
mean,
Yeah,
or
get out
It's a
of here.
slingshot at that point.
Well, also, I mean, is a halfling going to bring a table every time it wants to shoot the longbow?
Yeah,
Or it's
longbows
just
are a problem.
constantly at an angle?
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing that's kind of annoying about D&D is just that like they assume that like the power of a bow is in the length of the bow, which is not necessarily accurate.
Right.
I have definitely seen 200-pound horse bows that I could draw all of 4 inches before my arm feels like it's gonna rip out of the socket, and they horse bow. It's short.
It's meant to be short because you gotta whip it around while you're mobile weapons.
But who's
platform.
200-pound whipping? They out here, they out here BSing. Ain't nobody on a horse out here 200-pound whipping. Stop that. 100 pounds, okay. 140. You're asking a lot here.
Well, and
You gotta
the
ride
fantasy
this horse
tropes,
still.
they get things backward where they give longbows to people who are like stringy and lean. Like no, that's going to be the biggest guy you can find is going to use the
I was
longbow.
always okay with it because like I assume elves are naturally stronger than humans, so they look like that. But yeah, they can pull the longbow. But yeah, war bow's 100 plus. I don't know if anybody's actually tried to shoot a standard bow before. Hurts.
It's not easy.
55 pounds, dude. In my prime, I shot a 55-pound bow. I got it to about 26, 27 when it was supposed to be 55 at 28, and I was shaking. I was like, I can't shoot. I've already drawn it to my max, and that's only a 55-pound bow. That's half of a war bow. It's crazy. Different muscles. I was mad because I'm like, I could bench press. At that time, I was like, I bench press a lot more than this stupid bow is allowing me to.
I mean, pushing and pulling are completely different, like muscular mechanics.
Yeah. I've also learned that apparently you're supposed to like take it from above and use gravity to help pull down when you're working with really heavy bows, as opposed to the coolness of having it low. I also went into it really cocky because I used like a 20-pound bow when I was a child and was like, I'm really good at bows.
Easy.
I got this. Nope. I was trying to like hold the arrow like a little
It's like
half
6'8" and like 320 comes up. And
yeah, it's dumb. But I think even in the Olympics, they don't even try to do, because they're not trying to kill anything. They're trying to hit a piece of paper. I think they use like 35, 40-pound bows in the Olympics. Those are the greatest athletes we have in the world at archery.
But they're competing for accuracy, not for
correct
killing.
But like I think 50 pounds is the minimum to hunt like elk. So like an elk is pretty like you can, if an arrow's gonna kill an elk, it's gonna kill me for sure.
Okay.
So like you don't need 100, you don't need a 200-pound horse bow unless that elk is fully armored. You're trying to kill Sting, that's when you pull out the 200-pound horse bow.
At that point, it's almost a fucking ballista.
I hear a cat.
Nikki?
No, mine just ran away.
That was your cat's running away, meow?
Yeah.
Like deuces. Hilarious.
Well, do they do the thing of like going around and complaining and then running right after? Or just cat's gonna cat?
I'm
Basically.
I'm back.
So mad. So mad. My team just got kicked out of the playoffs because of some bullshit. The Raiders are going to the playoffs. Congratulations, any Raider fans out there. Y'all cheated. Y'all cheated like a motherfucker. I've been watching like some of these like calls from these refs. Tripping, man.
Look, it's not like we have Tom Brady in our team, okay? So
Y'all are garbage. Nobody wants to watch y'all. We got the up and comer. We got Justin Herbert, man. We got the guy you introduced to your dad as quarterback. Crazy thing with this dude, Daniel Carlson is now, I think, 37 of 37 on field goals at home over the last 2 years. He refuses to miss a field goal in Alliant, which is nuts.
yeah, but you know that when it comes time and he does miss, because you can't have that output consistently like that, it's gonna be bad, and it's
Y'all
gonna
made
be
my quarterback
games.
cry. He's crying now. It's not good. It's not good. He's the face. He's supposed to be one of the faces of the NFL now, and he's crying. It's all because Wooden or Madden had to go and die. That's why the refs are cheating to get y'all to win. Seriously, like they did like a whole like lighting the torch ceremony before the game for John Madden, who's a legend.
He was.
I hate the Raiders, but I always gotta give John Madden his props. But yeah, man, sorry for taking over the nerddom for a while.
Oh, you're good. My Saints got dropped out too.
Yes. The messed up part about it is if we would have tied, they would have still went to the playoffs. You guys could have chose to just tie, and instead you ran the clock down to 1 second and kicked the field goal while we were tied, so that you win and go to the playoffs by yourselves.
See, this is the key, right? If I don't watch any football games, my team goes to the playoffs.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You skipped the season for their benefit.
Among other things. Same thing happened with the Dodgers. I didn't see a single Dodger game. I'm like, yay!
Now, what do we have to do to get them to actually win a World Series?
Man, don't even get me started.
All right, I'm trying to come back here, but I know you can't see me right now. I'm trying to fix my camera. It's low right now.
Now just pulling a John Cena right now, and there's gonna be like, then the hammer goes against you all and sinks your boat.
Oh no.
No, I can't. Give me a second.
Well, the best time
Watch it
to
be-
do that would have been in deep water, not when we're right here.
Yep.
Hey, you gonna hit us with that Bobo? That's not cool.
I'm afraid it's gonna turn into like Strahd's armor and start attacking us.
That was the first thing that came to my mind when I came back and you guys had you're cheering, and I'm like, this is gonna be bad.
But Strahd's armor is supposed to do that.
It is.
Y'all just took it anyway.
Well, and they weren't metagaming.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's like that's just one of those general things. Like I didn't metagame to know that Strahd's armor is something you're not supposed to put on.
Did they know that it was his?
We never said it was Strahd's armor. They didn't know it was Strahd's
No,
armor.
it was just armor.
It was
They
just,
never
it
checked.
was a cool. Yeah, they never
Got
checked.
one super fancy golden set of armor in this man's house. We don't know who this belongs to. This could be anybody's armor.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was like hiding in a closet either.
God, sorry, I'm trying. My like all of a sudden my internet's just like everything's going really slow and
No, don't worry about it.
Not
It's all
moving
good.
It's all right.
smoothly at
I'm
all.
still trying to woosah and not be mad
I'm
at the
trying to
Raiders
kill
right now,
some
'cause
things.
I think the NFL robbed us.
Let's see. Let's kill this. Get rid of this.
That's why the internet's slow right now. It's because all the Raider fans are just like, oh my god, can you believe this?
Probably.
I know my family in Texas is pissed, which is a good thing.
Let's see.
I wanted to tie so bad. It would just been funny. Funny if we tied.
Okay, that came back. Let's kill this.
Who knows, man? If Waller can get it together, you guys have one of the best tight ends in the league. He's just been hurt.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad score, 32-35.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a high scoring one. Especially for you guys. I don't think you guys have scored more than like 23
Yeah.
since the bye week.
I haven't seen any of the games, but I just keep track of the scores every week. So I was like, okay, not bad.
Yeah, 35, 32 in
Then I get laughed
overtime.
at by my students, so it's fine.
3 field goals in overtime. Could have been 2 field goals and everybody's happy, but no. Y'all had to be selfish. I was supposed to be at that game, but then I wouldn't be able to play this. And I was like, And then I'd just be in Vegas cold and mad. And it's not a good place to be.
It's not a good combination, no.
No.
But just with a bunch of obnoxious Raiders fans being like, oh, you're a Charger fan and you're here. Y'all just got eliminated for play. I'd go to jail. There's no way. I'm killing somebody. It's Raider fans, man. They don't behave.
It's true.
Can't hear. Oh no, he's muted. It's fine.
Sorry. Okay, I got my face back.
All right, there you go.
Good to have.
Taking baby steps.
Baby steps. Yeah, we're getting there. Let's see if I can get my. Oh, this is terrible. Fucking hate technology sometimes.
Man, so that's how bad it was, like in our backyard for whatever reason. I don't know what the deal is, but because my wife she finally tested negative, right? So she came over in the backyard. Everybody's masked. We're playing. My phone. I'm trying to pull up monsters for the D&D game we're playing. I'm like, man, screw that. I'm just getting the monster manual and the player's handbook, and that's what we did. My wife's like, you have D&D Beyond? I'm like, have you tried the internet in the backyard?
Yeah.
So literally my son and I are like looking through the monsters and they're just like, oh, this is so cool.
And D&D Beyond's been weird. I've been rolling dice like it's weird because of all the things that I run, you would think it would sap so much bandwidth, but every time I roll dice on D&D Beyond, it's like my whole system almost crashes just to roll those dice. It's like, okay, well, it's crazy.
You're using Chrome?
I'm using Chrome. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the problem.
Oh, is that the problem?
Yeah, don't roll.
Really?
Don't roll die on Chrome. I'll take over.
It was Firefox. What should I
your
use?
CPU. Firefox is the only other one that has the Beyond 20.
Okay.
What
do you recommend I use?
Firefox.
Yeah, Firefox. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I'll switch then.
And
That must
D&D
be
Beyond, you can also turn off the animated dice. and
Yeah, I
just
don't
have it
need them
give
to.
a
Yeah, I don't
number.
need them to roll. I just need the number. So if I could turn that off, that'll probably save.
You're already not using real clickety clacks.
I'm
Now you're
using them
gonna
today.
turn off
Most
the
of the
fake-
dice. Most of
you'll
the dice
turn
I
off-
rolled today.
We did.
Oh, if-
we saw one of your yellow die just escape onto the field.
yeah. If I have to, for me, I do it. I do it for speed to keep things moving so that I'm not slowing the game down. I like rolling.
Learn to add faster. You got this.
Come on, man. Yeah,
That's a lot
I'll
of
try.
dice.
Yeah, like those big attacks. You just gotta I'm not doing those. It just
I get it.
I know you
Saw
can do
Nick
them.
out here struggling. That's why I don't throw no high level spells at you. I throw low level spells. Easy to add.
Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead, pick up. Hopefully things stay the way they are now. Here in the little town of Neolanton. And like I said, even though it's like bright in the day, it seems like once you dock the ship and you kind of have to climb these like stairs that zigzag back and forth up the mountain, you get to like a plateau where there's a couple houses that you pass and little old lady sweeping outside of her home, and some people kind of look out before closing their shutters. And there's less, it stays kind of overcast here, but even today there's a little bit more sun shining. Whether that's great or not, seeing as you all know that, Heliot is directly connected to the sun, and now that you've met him, maybe the sun, holds some different meaning for this group. But upon getting there, you do see that, there's not very many places to go as you see the group heading over to the tavern. Is the tavern maybe first? Is there any other ideas about where you might be going or might be looking for in a small town for the party? Or I know we're here to look for this like information on the man who Ezekias, the artist. But I guess I'm just asking is where do you guys want to start that?
Do you guys want to like go to the bar and have like a drink or something and kind of figure out what we want to do, or you want to just go through the streets and see if we can find like a craft shop or something?
I think going to the bar would be a good place to start. There's a lot of people there. Probably find out a few things. I know you're pretty good with people, Fitz, so work your magic. And when I say work your magic, there's a little bit of like gleam that like surrounds you as Proximos casts enhance ability, giving you eagle splendor. You have advantage on all charisma checks.
Ooh. I feel overly charismatic. Let's mingle.
And as you guys burst into the door, what you realize in this small little establishment, that I mean, it's actually a decent size, but it's not the largest place, not like the taverns or the large halls that you saw in Melitus. But everyone in here is wall to wall. The people that you've been on the ship with, as like there's a few residents who are like already drunk at 1 PM that are just kind of looking at all the guys, all the folks, all the sailors pour in. They're being poured big jugs of spice wine and ale and meat and it's being brought over, and already some people are starting to like guzzle into their cups and start to sing songs about Perforos and High Seas and this group that the things that they just witnessed. You can tell that the bar folk, the people running the bar behind are very busy. There seems to be one kind of portly fellow who's trying to help them, kind of ball spotted, who's got a bit of a scar on his head, and other than that, cleanly shaven, a little bit of like 5 o'clock shadow, a little stubble, and he's elated by the fact that you could tell he seems to be the owner, elated by the fact that all of this traffic is coming through, which is usually what this whole little town relies on, is ships when they come in and when they stop off. So you can tell that they're prepared for it, but they still are overwhelmed. Turn it over to you.
Proxinos, is there something I'm supposed to be finding out, or am I just mingling?
Mingling, and we're looking for a person that doesn't have any arms. Artist.
Yeah.
Right,
so there's the main
right.
guy, and then there's a one old fellow keep belching like he's about to like throw up on himself. His eye gets big every time he goes for it. There's the one guy in the corner who you can't tell if he's asleep or if he's dead, but he's there, and then it's all the sailors that you guys are with.
I'm gonna inch over, just like to the guy who looks like he's gonna throw up. I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder and cast Cure Wounds at a first level. Be like, oh man, sure looks like you would know what to recommend for a drink for a newcomer in town. How are you? Hi.
I'm good. And your cure wound is you're like curing his like broken liver.
Straight to the liver.
Well, ain't that a bitch? Kind of like looks inside his cup, pulls it back. He's like, this shit ain't strong. Like, it's not as strong as it used to be. I'll be back. He's like snapping. He's like, Bart, I can have another one of these. It's like, are you making them weaker? And as he's realizing he's completely sober and doesn't like it at all.
Oh no! Wow, that's really unfortunate. So hi, I'm Fitz. Who are you?
Hey, I'm Othis is the name. And you?
Fitz, that's me.
Fitz.
You want me to buy you a stronger drink, maybe?
Oh, yes, I'd absolutely, if you could. There's a strong liquor that goes for about the top shelf stuff. Rusty over there, the owner, keeps it in the back. It's about 5 gold coins a shot, but it's so good and it's so strong. Have one of those, and I'll sleep till tomorrow.
Well, gosh, I would gladly get one for both of us. Oh my gosh!
Let's do it.
Do you think you could tell me? And I'll like wave the wait staff or the bartender or somebody over so I can order it.
A young male comes over. He's probably not even old enough to drink, technically, depending on their society. It doesn't matter, but he's a young fellow, 17, 18. He goes, yes. Can I get something for you?
I heard there's like this fabulous top shelf stuff with like 5 gold a shot, and I just want to get one for each of us, me and my new friend here.
Are you sure about that? The you want the Kraken?
Sure.
Thassa's Kraken, as they call it.
That sounds really
just
exciting.
Think of it. It makes your stomach act like the sea when it's angry.
What? I thought that was. Is this a good drink? I turned to the guy who's like recommending it. That doesn't sound fun.
It's a trip for sure. Just know you're gonna be you gotta really man the sails on this one.
Sure. Let's get 2.
Can I get 2 of those? Do you
that sounds
with your
really
friends?
good. Can I have one?
Ah, yes. Should we get one for all of them? And it's on their tab.
Totally, it's on our tab.
Giving a thumbs up over in the corner where like Proximos like looking over at like seeing Fitz.
Just like a giant bead of sweat.
Well, I'll just say that's what it did for me. I mean, I'm not good with it. I've had it once, but yeah, no, I think you guys will be fine. So they go and bring it out, and eventually, as you guys are kind of waiting, these drinks come around in these mugs, and it's pretty. It's clear. It looks like water. Doesn't have much of a smell either. And it's crisp and cold, like they kept it back somewhere, like they kept it, iced. And before you guys could even like cheers, the old man is like, oh, so worth it. Whew. Oh. And then that kind of his eye goes back to, he immediately kind of goes back to the stupor he was in, like, that's about right. Now, what were you gonna ask me about again?
Well, gosh, I mean, my friends and I are new in town, and we're just hoping to run into a particularly peculiar kind of person.
Oh.
You know anyone around here with no arms? And she just like wiggles her arms.
No arms? Armless man? No.
No hands, maybe?
No, everybody's got hands in Neo-Lantern.
Any strange folk who creep on the edge of town?
There isn't one of those guys. It's a Triton fellow. He's always lived off on the by the reef. Delicos is what he calls himself. He claims he was a forge master for Thassa. He said he lives at the bottom down by the beach. But he's definitely got his hands and all his gills and everything.
Well, gosh. We're okay. Well, thanks. We're just, you don't by any chance know anyone by the name of Zacchaeus, do you?
Zacchaeus.
Ring any bells?
I'm too uncultured to know anybody with a bit fancy name like that.
Well, shucks.
And the as you kind of putting your drinks down, and the kind kind of the bar attendant as he's kind of standing there, the young kid, waiting for you guys to see if you guys enjoyed your drinks. Hears you say that. It says, Exekias? I know who that is.
Oh, you're my new best friend.
He's
And I
an-
just like slide up
an
next to him.
artist.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, people talked about him in the past, but I've never met him. Is that the person you expect with no hands?
I mean, I heard rumors, never met the guy, but I'm a big fan. Just wanted to come pick his brain.
I've heard Rusty talk about him. I could have him come over if you like.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fantastic.
All right. Well, I
I
know the
just
drinks
give
are
him some finger
expensive,
guns.
but just know that we're a little small town, and so whether you like it or not, we really appreciate you buying the top shelf stuff. And but I'll see what Rusty says. But you guys enjoy your drinks.
Oh, sure, anything to help the local economy. Yeah.
It's just me and Fitz with these drinks.
Oh, I thought everyone got one. If just Fitz got one, if just Fitz and you and the man is already drinking his got one, then fair enough. Then fine.
Whoever came
is there any
with me to
cheersing to that?
kibitz.
What's Zen the rest of the group kind of doing?
Taroxys is hanging out over by the door because drinking is not a thing we do.
Yeah.
Any
Athos
cheers?
with him.
Any cheers between Pythias and Fitz or anything that they say before they take their drink?
I'm scared to try this.
It'll be an experience. Here, let's do it together. I like hold my glass and clink it, and then whisper a brief thank you for delivering us, and then down the hatch.
I have to
Con-
wonder, does Pythias get like double dehydrated from alcohol?
I don't know. I don't know how this works.
Con save for both of you.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, 8.
Okay.
5.
Okay. So it's not as bad as you thought, but it's warm. Like, it was smooth going down, but you can tell by the heat, like just that moment when you breathe back up, you're like, oh, kind of like catch it, and you're like, stomach it, hold it down. And you automatically kind of get kind of warm. You can tell that you're like perspiring a little bit just from that first shot. And you know, anytime soon now you might be feeling it if it's supposed to be as good as they say. But so far so good.
Mhm.
Man, I feel like I could like breathe fire right now. Can you see
Yeah,
me
you should
fire?
try. Oh,
Oh, sorry.
no.
Taroxys,
Ugh.
it seems as if they've drunk an ancient drink in my lands known as King Cobra.
Tell me more about this drink.
It's a horrible, horrible type of fermented drink, and it gives off the same smell that Fitz just released.
Well, you should go try one for yourself for old time's sake.
I'm glad I cannot drink.
Eventually, gentleman walks over, the portly fellow that I mentioned before, and looks down over y'all and goes, yes, is everything going fine? I'm Rusty. I heard that you had some questions about this Exekias fellow.
Oh, Rusty, hello. So nice to meet you. And I just kind of sway and pull out a bronze bully flag and hand it to him. I'm like,
Oh,
we're
okay.
from
Yeah.
a group called the Bronze Bullies. Don't let the name
No.
fool you.
We've heard about you. It's gotten around town. The sailors talk about you. You won the games. I know there's not many people in right now. Usually, at the end of the day, when more fishermen will come in, they would love if you're around to get autographs and things like that. But seeing as I'm sure you all just got off of the ship that we're catering to now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I will.
Mhm.
If I'd love to. I'll hang this. There's there's like animal antlers and things like that around the walls. He's like, I'll definitely put this up. If you've got a bigger banner, that would be even better. But yeah, we'll definitely make sure it's displayed.
I could commission one for you.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
But currently, I'm only moving with smaller merchandise.
It's so amazing to actually see you because the tails start to get. I heard that I heard that you were a 6 foot tall satyr that bellowed out really crude, awful jokes that almost like peeled your opponent's faces off. They said that now he's really big, but that metal bull, they said he was like twice the size. So
he grows so fast.
And he's trying. He's like, and he kind of looks at Telmoon. And he's like, the rumors about you are true. I didn't believe that arm in the eye, and you're all. What's good is to see that you're all real people. Proxinos, I heard you only live as a horse. They say you don't go anywhere, not as one. And they say that Pythias literally has Thassa's will wherever he goes, and the mighty Leonin Apodexis that somehow, with his own will, touched Taraxes and decided to turn himself into an Anvilrot. Are all these things true?
We're pretty fantastic.
Zen, the centaur who is literally fast as lightning.
You blink and he's gone.
Oh my gosh, I am at your service. By the way, next round's on me. I know you bought the expensive stuff, but if you'd like another shot of it, it's on me.
Holy cow, that's so nice of you. Jeez Louise, I'll make sure to tell you guys. Did you hear all that nice stuff he just said? Thank you. That was so good.
Then suddenly it
ego.
Fitz and Pythias are 2 levels of exhaustion in, just like, oh shit. Like,
dang it.
Oh, sorry. It's okay. It won't last forever, but yeah, it gets that first wave can be a little tough, especially if you're not used to it. Are you really looking for this Exekias character?
Yeah. We were kind of hoping he'd be here. Do you know?
Well, there's rumors about him. He definitely lived here for some time. Never came in to drink. Wasn't a big drinker, but I would see him around. You mentioned this, Sophrios.
Did he have all his limbs? Was he missing?
Yeah, he had hands.
How odd.
What's strange about it is I've never heard that rumor, but rumors are rumors. Who told you he had no hands?
Oh, my brain hurts so bad. There was some guy. We were looking at a painting. Do you remember Pythias? That guy.
That art dealer guy.
Derma, Stannis, Deuces.
He doesn't seem to know who you're speaking of, but that'll probably been Deimos, but he's not. He goes, well, whoever told you that, I Exekias was a very popular artist, so I'm sure, like you all, rumors have been told about him. But
all of ours are true, so
all of yours are true.
Totally.
The things that I've heard is that I remember him being quite popular some time ago, and they say people used to always say he was like in his heyday. He was touched by both Krufix, Karanos, and Perforos, meaning that they say that he got his inspiration for his art from Karanos. He got his secrets on how to do it, how to execute it from Krufix, and then Perforos allowed him to create the machinations to make it possible. See, even if he had no hands, maybe the rumor got started is because Zacchaeus didn't, or at least the rumor is, he didn't paint with his hands. He created some kind of arcane device where it was like a room or a box where a dark room where he trapped the light and reflected it upon a mirror, and it would absorb on a chemical canvas, and his subject would be there. It would appear. His paintings were so realistic, like creations of the gods. He became very successful quickly, but people come to Neolent, and you don't come here if you're famous, right? I hear that fame and fortune eventually ruined him. He began to spend too much time in the gambling halls, brothels, and eventually he was broke, and he was tired. Years ago, he settled here for some time, and about a year ago, when he just up and left, he said he was headed to the Skull of Vale, and that something about being commissioned to create his best work yet, and that this would make him a rich man again. I don't know. And then he was gone. He rented a room here the time that he was here for a full year. He had that much money. He didn't even buy, he just rented a room.
Holy cow.
So, and he's just kind of quiet for a moment to let you guys kind of absorb or continue to ask questions of what he's told you. But
I heard that he pissed off Helliot, and Helliot took his hands. Does that sound like a thing, or he?
It's an interesting concept. I've told you what I know. In the time that I knew the man, he had hands. Can you give me... I'll take an insight check from you, Fitz.
$11.
Okay. And then, so he seems to be telling the truth. Like, this guy doesn't seem like he's giving you any reason to lie. He doesn't really know who you guys are. Can you give me...
Maybe it's like talking to him directly.
Yeah.
Maybe the thing about the hands is more of a metaphor. You know, like we said, all of the stories about us are true, but I don't know if maybe we've done all of those things exactly the way you said. But maybe he didn't literally lose his hands, but maybe he couldn't do his work anymore.
Like he lost his inspiration. Oh.
Your name?
I'm Pythias.
Pythias, you have a point there. I mean, he did fall from grace. Maybe it wasn't just the money that brought him here. And then Pythias, can you give me I'll take an insight check as well.
Okay.
But this is not directly against, this is just kind of for your own wisdom. Again, this is not against the actual owner.
Not great. It's 7.
Okay. So you're onto something there. It doesn't lead to anything else, but I think that between you and Rusty, you have a point. Maybe like these tall tales, maybe this idea of offending Helliot led to something else. Maybe that idea of hands is just kind of a metaphor for something, but quite no. I will say from your conversation, he seems to like Pythias and Fitz, and goes, well, you wanna come see something? Come on.
Of course.
The rest of you are welcome. You seem very quiet, but continue to drink. Next round's on me, but you're welcome to come if you like. But if you two definitely want to come. And he starts to lead them behind the bar. He opens a door and he starts to go down into a cellar.
Seems legit.
Go ahead.
Pythias, you don't think he's gonna murder us, do you?
It's all the sailors are upstairs. Like, it's a pretty busy place. If he did, it would be. You'd have to have
It's
some kind of
us.
crazy god power to like murder you and no one would know.
Okay,
Possible,
let's
though. You
go
never know.
down
It's
this
Theros.
creepy.
Yeah, he could be Phoenix.
Yeah. In the worst possible situation could be.
Appa will go down with them as
Yeah.
well.
Apple kind of goes down, like sniffing around suspiciously, smelling it. It's kind of dank down here, so like they doesn't come down here often. You see there's the barrels of wine and and beer and other things down there, but other than that, there's a bunch of like supplies and fisherman's gear and sailor's gear and stuff. It's all beneath the floorboards, so you can still hear everyone like tromping around above you, bending the floorboards. Crang, crang, crang. And he takes you to a corner and he pulls down a box and he cracks it open with a little kind of like a mini crowbar. And he goes, this is it. Because don't ask me why I kept it, but I did. And these are his things. And he goes, well, he left. He said he was coming back, but after 6 months, you can't. He wasn't good for it. I was losing money. I mean, I did it before 6 months, but I just put his shit in a box. And you see that there's like a art set with like pastels and there's some inks and some pens and there are these kind of rolls of parchment paper and a small little book of some type and other little knickknacks that were probably left around his room. But he knows maybe this could be useful to you.
I immediately go to the book and start thumbing through it.
Yes. Can I have an investigation check as we look through it?
$17.
Okay. So while Fitz thumbs through the pages, many of them seem to be little writings about his art and what he's doing. He seems to call his style he calls it the machinations of the obscura, or the obscura painting. There's a lot of notes about the obscura and about light, and there's little drawings about light being refracted and stuff into his subject. And then there's this one note that kind of centers your attention, Fitz, and he goes, well, it's time to leave this town. There's some talk about that, but the one thing that stands out on the page, it says, if I do not return, here's where I'm going. And he says, the satyrs here are supposed to be welcoming, but I'm not sure I trust their kind just yet. And then there's a crudely drawn map with a few notes on how to get to a point in the Skull Vale.
Rusty, are you saying that we could have some of these things?
That man's probably dead. You guys are good paying customers. Take what you want.
What if I want all of it?
Box is yours, as long as you can carry it.
You could
we
learn
can
to. Do you know
carry
how to paint? You could paint some things.
this fancy quill. But that's about as close as I've ever gotten. I could totally practice.
Sounds
I'm
like
And,
fun.
going to start shoving the things into the
And then
next
as you're
sword
shoving
bag
things in, the
thing.
little book, the minute you close the book, it makes a little puff of little puff of dust. And then you open it back up and you realize right a few pages past, there's a cutout in the book, like a small little cutout. And he cut the pages and he put in a little bag and it's tied. And when you see the remnants around the bag, the glitter that's glowing, you know it's a small shot of pixie dust.
Oh, this guy knew how to party.
I don't think that's going to be enough for that whole crew, so we probably shouldn't.
Which
use it
jogs
on
your
the
memory
ship.
to the idea that you also had thought about that whole thing that Barrowman was asking you to do. Just another random weird side quest. Not near the Skolavale, but in the Setessan Wood. So just another thing to throw out there.
Oh gosh, we have so many places to go, Pythias.
I know. It's exciting.
And then you did mention going to, I remember last time, just so sharing, just jogging memories that I remember you guys talking about last game is being able to access Skolavale with a ship. I don't know, it up the river would probably be a smaller boat. But then it can also easily be accessed over land travel as well. There's also the ask of Tyrannica. It's not imperative, but the as well. So yeah, the party has these new things and a little bit more of a lead maybe on, and some more pixie dust now on
now
on our
have
fellow
3
executes.
uses. Exciting stuff. Oh gosh, we
Also-
should probably go upstairs, right?
May I ask you all, just to let you know, have you heard? I've heard it's gotten pretty bad in the couple days in Melitus. Do you know what's going on with the plague that's spreading?
We haven't
There's
heard
a
of the
plague?
Yeah, I don't know how long you were on the water, but word came in that maybe a day ago, there was a wrestling match in Melitus. Hulk Hokules was there. It was the Rumble Royale, and during the event, a figure known as the Scorpion, people are calling him, stormed in. Scorpions came out of the stage. The crowd began to run, and the figure burst into like locusts or wasp and began stinging everyone, and called out and said that it was a command of Erebos, that all of Theros would suffer as long as anyone worshipped Phoenix. And now everyone is becoming deathly sick in Melitus, and we hope that it does not, because something like that could wipe a small town like Neo-Lantern off the map in a matter of weeks. I at least hear that people are the sickness is setting on slow. But I have heard that there is a group that has set sail to go into the underworld, to Elysia, the place where heroes like you journey when they die, to find the cure. Sorry, just think of me as a bit of news. I just thought maybe you might have known what's going on.
And it's strange. We've only been at sea for a few days, coming straight from Melitus, but it must have struck just as we had left.
Yeah, I just
Gosh,
hope
I
it
don't know
doesn't
if that
get any
makes us
worse.
lucky or unlucky.
I just thought you should be aware.
Thank you, Rusty. That's very nice of you.
No problem.
Do you think we should maybe have Proxenus talk to his dad?
I mean, he could try.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't necessarily think necessarily like, if you play, but I think that things have just, in the time that you've been on the sea, there's just been things rapidly, and because this town is close enough that if there's a rumbling of word that would be in Melitus, it would probably get to those surrounding areas. Whereas maybe this isn't a word that's gotten to Akros. Maybe it's just a rumor. Maybe it's not as big as it's being made out to be. Maybe it will blow over. But
it's just one of those sea things where they come into port and like, hey,
when they come into port, like motherfuckers is dying in Melitus, like watch out. Like yeah.
They caught the Morona.
Yeah. So I'll turn it back over to you all to he definitely offers to put you up for the night if you guys are, you're welcome to stay. I don't know if there's any more questions to ask or what you might want from him. But yeah.
Rusty, you don't by any chance have a craft store in town, do you?
We don't have many good things. We got a general store that sells very basic, the most basic of supplies. Crafts, like for artsy stuff, no.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
What kind of stuff are you looking for, Fitz?
Well,
you
gosh, you never
can take
know.
all of his paints, and you realize you've got like a nice little craft set of paints that Zacchaeus had. But if there's
Yes,
something else,
the craft store kind
you're
of found
probably
me.
but I imagine, yeah, I don't know. You might be looking for more embroidery or like cloth and fabrics and things like that.
Just checking if there was anyone.
They
in
don't
town.
really have anything like this here. You can tell it's kind of dreary and drab unless people are coming in. It's kind of they got fish, they got drink, they got general stuff, and they don't even have a really good weapon store. Like there's like nothing really here right now.
Oh gosh. All right. I guess I'll just continue to shove these art supplies into the bag.
And you get the feeling the more you stay there that the neon lanterns, you start to hear a couple people talking. Even Rusty might tell you, but they consider themselves they're kind of the remnants or anyone who's left over of their what do you call them? Their ancestors essentially are the Olantans, who are known. That's why they're Neo-Lantans. They are the Olantans, which there was at one time there was they like to tell stories of this amazing polis that they were, and your favorite person in the world destroyed it, Elliot, and sank Olantan into the ground. So this is the little fisherman's village that exists, the remnants of the great empire of Olantan.
Just another reason I'm not a fan of that Heliod guy.
He's a dick.
God. Can't believe he wanted to rebrand us. What a punk.
Fitz, are there anything in those scrolls that Zacchaeus had? Or was it just the book?
You know, I just looked at the book and kind of shoved everything else in the bag. We can maybe look at it a little closer when we're not right in front of Rusty, maybe.
And like Epidexis just kind of carefully looks at him like, and then looks back at Fitz like,
Rusty, we would love a room or 2 or 3. I don't know what everybody's preferences are.
Let's get you all set up. And here in this cheap village, it's very negligible what it costs. You know, a few silver pieces as he sets you guys all up.
Gosh, you are so nice. I'm gonna make sure we all sign those flags I gave you.
Oh, for sure.
That would be amazing. He's happy. I mean, moments later, you're all back with your group. I'm sure you're sharing the information that's just been shared, but I'll turn it on.
You see Proxenos is by a seat next to, or trying to get like in a seat where Ethos is there, and they're chatting between each other.
And what does he think what's Proxenos talking about to her right now?
So the first thing is oh, I left a plate back at the ship for you.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, thank you.
I did promise.
I appreciate it. It's gonna be so cold now when I get back. I should have told me so I could have eat it before I came to land.
You already made that announcement. You had all the people coming in out. It didn't feel right.
You're so sweet, young boy like you. So cute. She kind of pinches his cheek.
I also wanted to talk to you as well because I'm getting the feeling that we're probably going to be heading to the Skull of Vale or away from the nautical side of THEROS. So, but I feel like we will meet again.
You guys are are you saying you're leaving this evening? You're departing? Or tomorrow? You're not getting back on the ship?
I still have to talk with the rest of my group, but
that's
to be
unfortunate. Another round for me in this one. Thank you.
Yeah. I honestly thought we would have more time on the ocean, but it was quite fast, really.
I thought we were going to take you back to Melitus, and you were going to go back to your home and everything you were telling me about the your house and your mother. But if time is short, we can let us just make the call. Let me know where you'd like to pick things back up. We'll make sure we're there. Especially being followers of Perforos and all.
I very much appreciate that, and Ithasa, thank you so much for making this journey possible.
No problem. Now, Praxinos, how about you accompany me back this evening to the ship? We can share that plate of that you made together.
I can read
all of my sailors will be here on shore. Your friends will be here on shore. We'll have the ship to ourselves.
I don't think a evening away would hurt.
Absolutely. I'll make sure to buy a bottle just for us. The finest that Rusty has to offer. And then she goes, well, I will make my leave to make preparations, but I expect to see you there.
Yes.
And then while your friends are having that conversation, she tries to like slip out. So as not to make it obvious.
Oh, hey everyone. Did you find out anything interesting?
Jeez, you look so red in the face, Praxinos. What just happened?
I have an appointment in the evening.
Very mysterious.
But yes, did you find out any more about our artist?
Apparently he's got his frickin' hands. Can't believe that one.
Guess you can't believe everything you hear.
I guess not. But he's not here. He friggin' left. He came all the way out here.
But we got his stuff, or at least the stuff we left behind.
Oh my gosh, he left all his art supplies behind. And Rusty, the owner, he just friggin' gave them to us. Which is cool.
That is indeed cool.
And that includes a map to where he was headed.
In a Skull of Ale.
Now, I know Telman's off right now. I don't know if he's if he's nearby, but I don't know if he says anything, but I even think for you, Fitz, your memory's a little fuzzy, but Skullavel seems to jog something about for you, and if Telmoon has talked anything about his pack, like even in the minuscule, Skullavel is a part of the wood that is enchanted and that is specifically dedicated to Nylea and her followers, and in addition to beautiful and wondrous beasts, typically is a place for satyrs.
I know he mentioned it to me once or twice, but I also learned about an interesting Triton guy who lives down by the ocean. He apparently, you guys, was a forge master for Tasa. I don't know if that's worth a visit.
You could talk shop with him, Taroxes. And I'd certainly like to meet him if he's met Thassa personally.
That
Sure
could be
sounded
quite the
official.
experience.
So the party be going to meet this Delicos?
Yeah.
I'd like to at least
Yeah,
pop in and
also
say
do
hello.
tonight. We gotta do something for the rest of the night.
No.
I mean, you could easily turn in, but you could definitely Proxinos has.
We want to go sleep on the boat.
We'll just have a quiet night. We'll ask Proxinos to make dinner.
If you head down to where Rusty told you, it's back towards the boat, but you kind of veer left and you start to take another set of natural stairs down to a shore beside the docks, a little bit off. And as you travel there, as night begins to fall, you would see a really dark little cave overlooking a very treacherous cliff, a very sheer, like 100-foot drop into the ocean. Kind of a very lean little path that leads to this cave. And of course, that is what Rusty said, that leads to this Delicos character. Is everyone going to see Delicos?
Got time to kill, so following along.
Okay. So Proxinos, you have about an hour before like sunset, before you if you're gonna keep your date.
Just gotta get him home in time for dinner.
Yeah,
so
kind of
got time.
Kind of watching the sun, like it's not too far away from the boat. So,
No, it's not too far.
Yeah.
And as you approach the cave, it's quiet. It's kind of damp. It's dark. Do you guys continue in?
Fitz goes towards the entrance, and instead of like, when someone doesn't actually knock on a door, but they just go knock knock, that's what she's gonna do at the mouth of the cave.
So it's quiet for a moment, and then you hear a who's there? And you hear like wet, like foot, like slaps against the ground as someone starts to kind of walk, and you can hear it's taking them a little bit of time as it kind of echoes down this long hall, and then you start to see a faint little light of a torch as a slunched over figure kind of begins to appear.
Hello.
Adventurous. And he kind of walks up, and he kind of is a Triton. He's got his, the standard features of his fin that run down his back. His skin is a bit paler blue. His veins are a little bit more apparent with age. And then he's got his mouth is kind of flat, and he's almost has more of like a catfish type, and it almost looks like whiskers that kind of rain down very, very low. He's wearing a kind of a green shawl, and he goes, "Please don't ask me to make anything. I'm not in business anymore. I told the last group that."
You just wanted to talk.
Oh, talking I like to do from time to time. And his like big, like bulbous, kind of like really dark, kind of like shiny eyes. What do you want? Come on in. And he kind of walks in. Don't worry, you've got plenty of weapons, but I'm not worried that you're going to hurt me. Thassa has my back. And then he takes you down a long little hall and around a corner to a little, you're just in like a little small portion of the cave. And he puts lights a couple other sconces. You can tell that he kind of sits in the dark with like one little, but he lights enough for you all, so there's a little bit more light. There's a pot boiling of some kind of like fish stew going on. And he sits down on the ground and he folds his legs and his little webbed hands, and he's like, "So, let's talk." As you can tell, he seems quite happy for an old hermit. Yeah. Almost like something, he's happy for some reason, like something happened to him recently that's got him joyous.
There was something you wanted to talk about, Stroxies, I believe.
Oh, mine can wait. This is Pythias, glorious paladin of Thassa.
I'm sorry, I only made enough soup. I can share with you all. It'll just be small bowls. I can make some tea as well.
It's all right.
Don't worry, it's a lot of people to entertain.
It's just fish gizzards. Just a ton of them. Oh,
A taste of home. It sounds wonderful.
It's just a good fish gizzard.
Yes. No, we just
Fitz is making her face. He doesn't see. He's just stirring.
Whenever
first
he's
whatever
not
the
looking, I'm
horrible
like,
drink you had.
"Ugh."
It's just the perfect combination. No.
He's like, the way you make it, you throw away the head, the rest of the fish you don't need, just the gizzards, just the good old insides. All of those, the strange humans, the mortals in Melitus and stuff, they make all the fish wrong. You would agree, right?
Right. Yeah. This is where all the flavor is.
So much flavor.
Yes.
I'm sorry. As you were saying.
Oh yes. No. Well, for one thing, we heard that you've done great work. But also that you were a forge master for Thassa? That you actually worked with her?
Rumors. This world, things just kind of get away with themselves, right? I'd like to say in my prime, I had Thassa's calling. I was touched and blessed to, there aren't very many Triton forge masters who can say they've done and created things they have. So I was well known for being able to craft. So yes, I did not work. I have never. And then he kind of stops himself. He goes, "I've never worked with Thassa, but to be honest with you, I have felt her touch, and I have seen her for the first time. It was just one passing of Heliod's light ago. Yes, she stood out there on the cliff. She came out of the water. Group like you came by, not as charming, but as prepared, and they dove into the sea for me to get my hammer. I lost it long ago. Big fish ate it. And they made me realize that it's never too late to make things right. I had failed Thassa in my earlier life, and I was able to make it right. I know none of you will believe me, but I fixed her bite it. Mended it. Yes. And now, the glorious Biden of Thassa, I can say, I fixed her bite it. Oh, I'm so proud. He starts to pour himself some of the fish gizzards, and he passes the first bowl to Fitz. Try.
Oh, thank you so much. And I do that thing where you dump it behind you a little bit.
Give me a sleight of hand.
Oh. 18.
He doesn't notice as he kind of continues on and is therefore not offended by what Fitz is doing with this wonderful stew. You all seem to be so quiet. Why do you come to talk to an old wretch like me if you're not here to ask me, like I've been asked many times, to build or create something? And look at him, and then him, and he kind of points to Telmun and Taraxes, and he's like, you seem to have literal creations of the gods themselves here in my presence. Is something broken?
And they, in fact, well, yes, they in fact are accomplished forge masters themselves. I mean, don't be so modest.
Then he
just
looks over at Apodexis and he goes,
badge.
Your seams are unnatural, like you weren't created this way.
No, I was accidentally made this way.
Purposefully, accidentally.
I love it. I literally see Axerox is purposefully, accidentally.
Yeah. There was an accident that was somewhat fixed by work with the forge.
You are an interesting girl. Well, you're welcome to stay. You're welcome to keep an old man company. The waves will be crashing hard tonight. They usually soothe me into sleep. But I appreciate you. Since you did come by, I'll at least provide what I can. And pulls out a little box. Sorry, I gave most of them away. I only have a few. Yeah.
Have you by any chance ever worked with or met the man Exechaeus?
Exechaeus. The artist. I've heard of him. Heard Elliot took his hands, but heard he lived in the village.
Pythias and Fitz
but to be honest, I've never seen him. I don't stay in the village with everyone. I literally go out to the sea. I fish for myself. I stay by myself. So I hear the rumors from fishermen from time to time. Sometimes when I'm swimming, I don't seem to worry too much about it. But I also heard he... Actually, Appledex is... Can you give me a persuasion check?
Sure. Again. D&D Beyond is like stupid.
Huh.
All right, let's do this the old-fashioned way.
Roll it.
The 3.
Ooh.
What'd you get?
3.
Dang. He yeah, I mean he tells you what he tells you. Seems just as honest as anyone else. It seems to be, you have no really reason to believe this man is lying to you. And maybe it just has a lot to do with the idea that Rusty might have a little bit more insight, or either that, or because most people probably believe the whole hand story, or maybe Rusty's missing something about the hands that he just doesn't know.
DM,
Mm-hmm.
how much time has passed since we've been talking?
You've been here with him for about an hour. The sun is kind of setting outside. You feel like you should probably you feel like it's that time.
I have to get going. Thank you so much for the hospitality.
No problem. And then when Proxinos is gone, he's like, does he do that all the time? Just up and leave?
No, not really.
He has
Maybe
an engagement.
I don't know if you know, but he had he had a look in his eye.
We believe. Oh God.
Oh no! I was just one that I was familiar with when my younger days as a young lad. One when I kind of felt the water moving me in the ways of love.
We believe this is his first time performing human mating rituals.
Ah, it makes sense. Let me get back to what I was going to give you. He hands out these 2 potions of blue liquid, which he explains to be 2, which whoever wants to take them and keep them, potions of water breathing. Allow you to breathe underwater for 1 hour with no issue. I make them. They take a while to...
Doesn't really... Thanks, doesn't really do anything for me, but the others will appreciate it. While we're on the subject, there was a a forge kind of question that we talked about a few weeks ago, and maybe you can answer. With one of these ones who is just made of bronze, if they just went into the water, would they? I mean, would they start to rust? Would they start to build up barnacles? They otherwise be okay?
I mean, they would have to live there for a long time, but being arcane creations of Perforos, not only would they be okay, but I mean, the big guy might sink, but they should even be able to swim.
Well, there you go.
We'll have to put this theory to the test.
At least the last fellow who came through here, he was a Triton like you and me, but he was Anvorot, and he could swim faster than the rest of them. Quite astonishing. A gift from, he called himself Osiren, and said he was made by Perforos as a gift for Thassa herself. And to be honest with you, I saw him gift himself to her, and she said not now. She told him he had more work to do. I have seen so many wondrous things. I could really die a happy Triton.
Who wants to die right now?
I don't. He sips his tea. I will tell you, y'all seem fine. One other thing about this Exekias, Pythias, he, at least the stories I've heard, is that he left because Phoenix told him to. That Phoenix was drawing him to the Scholar Vale for some reason. He also mentioned stopping off in the Setessa Wood. Maybe it's just they say that there was a temple of Thassa. I mean, a temple of Farika that he might have gone to. Again, take it as you will. Most of the things that you hear from people in Neolanton are hearsay. Stories passed over and over and over to the point where they're very, very hard to make much ideas of what's truth. Do take my word for it. I have seen Thassa, and I am a happy man.
That is that is troubling, though. Seems like Phoenix has been just doing things off in the edge of our perception, and we're barely aware of it, but it's been seemingly driving all the things that we're doing. And why would... What's that?
Who is Farika?
She's a deity.
Well, I mean, I thought so since she had a temple, but just wondering if anyone knows more about her, because gosh, I'm in the dark.
I know a little information, but not a lot.
Would it be fair to say that we would all know background stuff about
You
all
all
the
know
gods?
base level stuff on Farika, base level knowledge of what everyone thinks of the gods. So I think base level knowledge of Farika is that she is the god of medicine, the god of poison, the god of all things that. Her sign is very like the sign in our world that we would know as the medical symbol, the snakes wrapped around the staff.
The Caduceus.
Yes, the Caduceus sign. So,
Thanks,
I mean,
that's really helpful.
Stopping with the Temple of Farika could be a bad sign, but it could just mean maybe he was looking for cure.
So she would be associated, with both the the blessings of cures and medicines that help, as well as the smallest drops of poisons that kill and destroy. She's the author kind of behind all of that.
She also really likes snakes.
And really like snakes. Medusas and gorgons and typically associated with her. Snakes, big snakes, serpents too. All of that is associated with her.
I don't think I like her.
He's a big give and take type of god.
Well, you've told us so much for not really anything in return. Is there? I mean, you just said you saw Thassa, so I don't know what else you would want, but is there anything we could do for you? I mean, for sure we should give him a flag, right?
2 flags.
I'm not only pulling out a flag, but I also have little piety badges for all of the gods, and I pulled out a piety one for Thassa.
Nice.
And I gave him that and then 2 flags.
He takes them and he's so grateful. And what he responds is that just being as old as he is and getting where he's at, he has no need for transactional relationships. So the only thing you get the feeling he tends to ward off is people who are there to make him go back into old work. And so other than that, he actually kind of welcomes, and so therefore he kind of like ends up just talking and sharing. He's just sharing what he knows, and he doesn't want to, he just, he says, come back and see me sometime. And if I ever needed to call on you, since you do offer Pythias, is there a way? How does one call on the the bronze bullies? How does one call? And you get the feeling that he doesn't, unlike everyone else, he doesn't even really know who you guys are. Like, it's kind of like, but y'all seem pretty cool. Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a really great question.
I mean, we've been using the ship owned by Yafasa to move us around, but that's only been recent. But I know ships come and go here all the time. If you see it, you could maybe leave her a message.
Good, I like that. And then out of Taroxi's bag, there's a little hoo hoo, and this little like owl kind of climbs out and he goes, that old guy would work as well. Could always send him my way if I see him, if that's a pet of yours, or but ships, owl, both work with me. And so where to next? What does the party decide? I know we're winding things down here. What's their next move after this evening is over? I imagine that as time goes on, they're kind of sharing back and forth with him. We kind of watch them drinking and avoid eating the guts. I see
a timeout from Jason.
How dare you try to close out this evening, sir, without cutting to the boat? How dare you?
We must witness the spawning.
Yeah. So how do you spend the rest of your night?
I think go back to the rest of us go back to the tavern now.
Sure. Go back to the tavern. Okay.
I guess Fitz and I would look at the other scrolls that weren't opened.
Yeah, when we get back to our room, I'm gonna pull out the paint supplies from the bag of holding, and we'll take a deeper look at all the stuff that we got.
Okay. So you guys are looking over the things back there.
And the Satessa Woods are on the way to the Vale. Like, the Vale is kind of adjacent to the woods.
They are adjacent.
They can be.
They can
it depends. If we're going to Akros first, then it's kind of technically we go through the swamp. But who wants to go through the swamp? Let's go to Satessa first.
So since we've got a thing we could do in Setessa on the way to the Skola Vale, and then we just loop back to Akros after that with our pixie dust supply secure and whatever we find in the Vale. So I think
We're not gonna
mechanically
go get
the
our
road.
money. We're just gonna run around with just no money the rest of it.
Could we do a fast forward? Go to Akros,
Aren't
get
you
the
guys
money, then
Well, we can
loaded?
worry about the money later.
Yeah.
The money's
Okay.
not going anywhere. It's well maintained.
says you.
Hey, you're the one who has a god's weapon. Some of us need to upgrade some of our stuff.
Just get me the materials, man.
And so are they planning to go to Setessa then next, or
Unless
In
we want to
story,
hit
yeah.
that second.
just go straight to Skola Vale, or go back to? It's fine if you want to montage back to Akros. That's fine with me as well.
I mean, there's a lot of land between here and Skola Vale, so straight to Skola Vale requires like a road. And
Yes,
that road would most likely be
that will
through
be a
Setessa.
journey. That would be
Yeah.
you could go through Setessa if you wanted.
The
Well,
question is really just: are we stopping at Akros first or not?
Yes.
We can do that.
And if you
Let
go
me
through
know.
Setessa, are you going through the Setessan Wood? Are you stopping off to check on the whole thing going on with the pixie dust, or leaving that behind and just continuing through Setessa up to the?
I mean, we want pixie dust, but I don't know if we're. I don't know if I'm willing to commit to that whole thing. But, do we want to follow the lead of, like it wasn't obvious where this temple to Farika is, right? It's just somewhere in the Setessan Wood.
It's a little bit well.
Like we don't have a
I
map
think
to it. We just know that
Barrowman
it's somewhere there.
asked. I think what I will say is I think Barrowman told Fitz, if you're willing to take it, I will give you a map to where they went. I don't know if she accepted that map. If you didn't, then yeah, if you were like, I don't want to do this, yeah, I think you guys were like, we'll hold off on that. So that means you'd have to go back to Akros to know exactly where that temple is, or ask around Neo Lantern if you're going to try to get a better understanding. Because I would say that I think you guys know that Mr. Exekias clearly dabbled in the in the dust as well. So
Yeah.
maybe there's more stuff in there.
Um,
Maybe
and-
if Fitz spends the night reading his, if she wants a closer, maybe she might find something.
And I was going for a third thing because Exekias supposedly went to a temple of Farika on the way to Skola Vale.
Yeah.
You were saying,
Yeah.
but it isn't obvious where this temple was.
That means it's likely that he might know where it's at. It might be in his memoirs or in his information
Yeah.
or something that and you get a feeling that it's like, even though he would have probably taken whatever he wrote, that this book is kind of like leftover. It's kind of like the notes he left before. He literally left them on purpose for maybe a friend or someone who might come back so clearly he had like some kind of idea that he might not return.
Definitely vote. Proximus would vote for traveling.
You
back
can't
to
vote for anything.
Akros.
You're off of the boat.
If you want to talk,
Very much.
you can go ahead
I'm
and put that together.
I mean, we're not. leaving
joking.
him
You
forever
can
after
clearly
that.
vote the next day. You can clearly talk the next day, but so you're welcome to weigh in and all of this. I'm joking, with you, but yeah.
Well, D6 for levels of exhaustion.
Stop it.
I was just gonna ask, how many levels of exhaustion does he take?
No, what were you saying, Nick?
Definitely going back to Akros to find out, or get our stuff, find out maybe more about this temple, and also one of the things that was thinking about is back in that library there was a lot of information there for maybe bringing apodexes to out of that anvil rot state. Wouldn't hurt to look at.
Well, yeah, I mean, and if we're going to Skola Vale, then I think Apodexis would want to go to Oreskos because it's so close with everything that's been happening there.
What's in
There's
Oreskos?
The Leonin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's
So we
tons of
are trying to
potential
make a
on
full
that side of the
circle now.
map.
Yeah,
Yep, full circle.
Yeah, we're getting the full.
So I'll allow the party to have more time to discuss that, but as they discuss more into the night, eventually they all turn in, tired. The sailors stay on land. And back on the boat, after we kind of pan by plates that are cleaned, as her blouse is all the way up, as like Athasa kind of like pulls one of the strings and they kind of like slip, kind of like starts to open a bit, and she takes Proxenos's hand as he stands from the table, and they're like this boat just floating in the docks, with some lights kind of romantically lit of Neo Lantern behind them. As they walk, she leads him from the deck to her quarters. We kind of pull back on all of Neo Lantern, and off in the distance there is the island that was destroyed by Heliod's spear, and as they're there's one little light on in her quarters. It kind of goes off, and it's kind of quiet, and the night is peaceful. And then the mountain in the distance, there's a rumble. And then what was an island erupts like a volcano, just like boom, as this black smoke billows up from what was Creta. A newly formed volcano by Perforos now, symbolizing his control of the land, and maybe symbolizing other accomplishments of our group members. And we slowly fade to black in tonight's episode.
Very classy.
Yeah.
That was very Naked Gun of you.
You got me a bit there, Malcolm, when he said, "Give me a performance check."
And your performance was pretty good, so you got and only give one. You got 3 inspiration points to take with you into.
Nice.
Look at that.
All right,
That sounds about right.
You can tell us if he polymorphed
Oh.
later.
He used enhance ability.
Yes, that roll.
Good game. I
game.
imagine like post-credit scene, like them showing up to the ship the next morning. He's just cooking, but his hair is like all fucked up. He's just like happy and cooking. Like cooking
the
breakfast.
most energetic you've seen him.
Yeah, like just the most lively Proxenos ever. Oh man. Yeah, I was like, how do I do this? Good stuff.
Oh,
Good game. I'm excited. There's
So much left to do.
yeah, man. It's like we're
Yeah.
moving there.
Our next move is to go everywhere.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's what
I
I
will-
love
do the
about this
whole
campaign.
con-
I'm going
like-
to take you guys. I'm gonna, if we're going back to Akros, I will start us in Akros, because that was the plan for today. We moved away from that plan, which is fine. I can start us in Akros, and then we can pick up from there and head back to either Satessa or just directly to Skull Vale. Because you could go through, if you're in Akros, you can go around like Apodexis is saying, go through the mountains and go through Oreskos and go see his people. So that
'Cause
could
then you
change
come
the
from the
whole
north now.
plan.
The only
of
problem with
travel.
that is that if we're doing it to follow Zacchaeus.
So yeah,
then we
that's the
should be
thing.
going
It's
through
such a
Satessa
crazy
first.
journey. I would literally I'd be leaving out a lot of that journey back, so I could but at level 7, I don't think there would be a lot of things that would like stand in your way. So that's fine.
I guess
I
the
will
thing
say
is-
once you guys do, I'll tell you what you risk. You risk getting back to Akros and finding out other things that are going on in Akros, and then
That's fine. Now
analysis
sitting in that.
paralysis again.
Well, that's the thing. Is like I think we've established that we want to do things in this triad of
Yeah.
Satessa. It's just the order in which we do them is
Right.
the point of order.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
more time sensitive?
Is anybody trying to stop at Bellatis and be like, "Hey, what's good with this plague"?
No.
I'm good
I don't
without it.
think it.
No, I didn't.
We'll
think, I didn't,
sail
I didn't
around
hear
it.
that tonight. I didn't hear you guys.
I know
Not
Pythias
really.
tries to be like, "Oh, holier than thou, let's save the world" bullshit. Yeah, don't give me that look.
Excuse me.
But if it makes sense, I would think that as it starts to settle in, I'll say some things that, if I'm sure you guys already got, but just in case you didn't connect the dots, is that the scorpion character you fought has now done the same thing in Melitus, where it burst into flies or things, and now people are getting sick. So if it did that in Akros, did it do the same thing there? That you don't know.
There are like 2 or 3 other adventuring parties who can totally get on.
Totally handle these things. Yeah,
No.
and
But
a
it
lot of
sounds
things I
like one
shared
of them's on
tonight
the
we're
way.
literally sharing other things that are going on with other adventure parties. So you kind of just
That's
Legit-
but there's
as
a
long
whole
as it
other
doesn't
party
affect our
going
goal.
after the cure of said plague already. So you
See,
don't have
we don't
to.
need to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about it unless they fail, which then shit's gonna hit the fan.
That-
No,
But,
I'm not
yeah.
asking because we're gonna vote to do it. I'm just wondering if
Of course.
anybody has some sort of morals on this team,
Yeah,
or if we're just all pure assholes.
like Delicos was not meant for you guys. You guys just went to go talk to Delicos, so he just told you things he just knew about the world, but he's really serves this party no purpose other than like you guys came and talked to him, so he blessed you guys with some gifts for being there.
Have a competition.
Those fish gizzards.
Yeah. And he would have shared the name of the other group too, which so now you know is the Fleece. So now this group officially knows in canon would be the Fleece Main Line Company.
Never heard of them.
They don't have cool flags, do they?
Apparently, they don't have anything, even though they're
Well,
a
they have
merchandise
banners
company.
that are. You guys haven't been back in a couple days, so they do have banners that are starting to pop up in and around Melitus, because they did drive off the Scorpion, and so now people in Melitus are starting to talk about.
It's going to come down to a branding war.
Totally. We got some good
They-
colors though, you guys.
They
Strong.
literally only have the wrestling fandom. Like, I'm not worried
Yeah.
about them.
We're pissing
Yeah.
off gods and still giving them flags.
Well, and we started with the actual Olympics. Like we
Mhm.
proved we're actual athletes. They
Absolutely.
have wrestling. Like you guys can have the fake fighting. That's fine.
Oh man.
Yeah, I believe some of us medaled.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh man, so many things happening. So many things going on.
So
It's-
if
And I
we go
realized
to
that my
Akros,
shit talking
we
is
have
also
to start.
recorded.
They probably don't.
If you're
watch
watching
the-
this, I love you. Don't worry about it.
We're just joking.
If you're watching this, it's on site. Let us know anytime y'all free.
Oh man, I'm waiting for those at one of those friendly Coliseum battles. We can have an
one
episode
day.
like that one
could be
day. That'd
fun.
be great.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
fun. If it's like a mutual thing and both groups agree to just like go one on one with each other.
Just
like,
Or we could
Tarazzi
even
versus
end up on a
Bill, and
co-op
the rest of us
adventure.
will figure it out.
yeah.
Oh, imagine a that combat encounter would not be okay.
Because you guys would have the hammer and they would have the biting. It would just.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
It would literally have to be like hammer versus biting. Like you
The
have to take that person out.
Even if we were to do like a co-op thing, the combat one round would take 3 hours.
Oh my gosh, it would take for. I thought about it and I'm like, it just doesn't work. It's so
There'd have to
crazy.
be. I mean, we could do it. It would just take
Yeah.
like a streamlining, like a heavy streamlining.
Heavy. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
have to.
Mhm.
I've always wondered how you would do that with like if you took it's close to 14 players and you have them run, even if they're on the same team. I don't know. It's almost like you have to pair people up. Be like, you guys are a team. You guys work together. You guys figure out what you guys are doing in your turn. Like, right? Like you guys in the chat figure out what you're going to do in your turn, and then
Or
you
you
just
could
do
run
it by
like
a
skill
raffle.
checks.
it could run
Like,
like a skill check. Yeah.
Instead of actual combat, you just kind of like a Blades in the Dark thing. You say what
Yeah.
you want to do, and then you roll for it.
Yeah,
And then you just kind of role play through
and
it.
you role play through it. I think that would be a better big game like that.
Even
'cause-
if you fail, like if you fail or you fail upwards and
yeah,
something
'cause
like that, it's
Yeah.
doable. It just
with
takes
level 7 and so many spells and so many abilities, it would just slow down and become a slog.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a
Doable.
more of a narrative combat, that would be kind of cool. That would be actually, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Proxinos. He's there it is.
all grown up.
Oh man, so funny. I think that might be the first one in game in RP. That
Yeah.
good for that kid.
It was
Um,
handled with tact and taste.
Yes.
There it is. Yeah, they want it to be too raunchy, and you know, it's kind of. I think
for no raunch. I just asked what was good.
No, yeah,
That's all I
no.
asked about.
Athasa was handling it with with some tact, some care. She had it, but she's a captain. I feel like she figured out what her angle she was gonna play.
It's all fancy with the blouse and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, Renee's back. We got him back.
We got him
Right.
back.
Oh, there he is.
My internet's going all wonky
Nah, man,
over
it's
here.
All good.
oh
Better
man,
at the end than in the middle.
Yeah.
so funny. I always plan for so much more than what we get to because for role playing, it's always like I'm always like, damn, we're literally like it's like our act 1, act 2, act 3 is like my act 1 of everything that I planned for tonight.
Well, you give us all these stunning locales and
it's my-
interesting
yeah,
people.
it's
We gotta
like-
suck it all up, suck it dry.
And then you guys do a good job of like, I think when you have it's weird because you overplan because we have a group that doesn't role play as well. Then they're gonna go through scenes like a bar. They're gonna get a couple drinks and then they're gonna move on, right? So it's like when you guys eat that, you guys kind of live in those moments. It's really cool because it's kind of what the game is, for me, what the game's about. So I think it's not a bad thing at all. It just means I have to just save a couple sets and try to figure out where to store them for the next few weeks without breaking them down. That's the worst one. I'm starting to realize I'm running out of storage between groups because everybody's starting to role play so much. I'm building stuff that I can't put on the board for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, so then after that, I'm rebuilding things. But you take pictures, man. You break it down, you rebuild it. It's fun. Oh man.
Make a trip to the Container Store. I'm sure they have the
Yeah.
perfect Tupperware for a set.
Yeah, I got
Everything that doesn't get used is still content for the Instagram. It's all good.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. Well, the thing is, I've been trying not to share it because I don't want you guys to see it. Because
Oh,
now I know you
that's-
guys see
that's fair.
everything. So I can't share. So I be having content that I have to keep pushing back. So I'm like, I can't post this. Because I used to just post everything, but then Jason would be like, oh, I know what we're doing tonight. Like, I'd be like, oh, that's whack. Like,
Jason, you've ruined it for all of us.
yeah,
It's
Jason's
not
like,
my fault he uses our minis with it too. I'm like, yo, like that dude wasn't even in that fight. What you doing? What happened? Also,
So I'm trying to be smarter about that. Like, damn it, I gotta figure out a way to like post these things without.
Oh,
You just have to delay it. You
Delay
can
a
take
little
the
bit.
pictures, know
Yep,
that they're
and you just-
good,
Yep,
and then
you
just
take
wait a
them
week.
and delay them a little bit. I'm excited for this TMI fight at the end of the month. That should be
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
See, I thought I was going to slide into that, and that other group was just like, no, we're there.
dude,
Yeah.
there's still a couple spaces because Nick is in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wormed my way in.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want in, I didn't expect you to because I know you have. There's Richards
yeah,
games.
I
on
thought we were
Saturday,
gonna
so
play
I didn't
Rich's
wanna-
game.
That's right,
I don't
yeah.
want to step on.
Yeah, it's
I
all
don't.
good.
It just happened to have to be a Saturday for that day, so I was like, I don't mind. But you work it however you're still welcome in. There's still a couple spaces, so yeah,
More the merrier.
more the merrier for sure.
Yeah,
If you
with
want to,
Tiamat, you need it.
and they need it. I'm gonna tell you right now that the 6 that they have is still not enough. Like it's gonna be rough. And I've warned everybody. I'm not. Whereas I normally try to play as narrative as possible. This is a one shot, so I'm
No
gonna,
holding back.
I'm gonna play it like the Strahd game, but like with more possess. It won't be as
Yeah.
without the goth stuff, but I'm gonna play it as ruthless as possible.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
And also I told because the group they all start. I didn't expect people to sign on. That I'm the most like Colin said. 5 of the players that are play in my Wednesday game that's all about Tiamat. So it's kind of like we were playing Curse Strahd and they were like, "Ooh, we want early Strahd." I'm like, "Oh, okay, so you guys want to like scope things
Scout it out.
plan." But then they like are using characters that they love. Like they're using characters from their last campaign. It's like you guys bring in Einar and like it's like bringing them to
No,
they're
they are
bringing
going to
those
die.
characters, and I'm like, those characters are
Sacrificing those
going
characters,
to
you
die. Like because this fight, while it's a one shot, is still canon. It still
Oh,
happened
no.
at some point in history. So like
bad. Don't bring beloved things to one shots.
No.
This
You
is the
bring dumb
place-
concept characters
Yeah.
to one
Don't bring,
shot.
yeah, don't bring campaign characters.
Yeah.
Bring a
Well-
dragon killer.
Yes, they're bringing
I-
they're bringing like well, one character's he's bringing his character. It's cool because he's bringing his character back from the dead. Ebony, she gets to like live again. So I think he knows at the end of the fight she's got to go back to heaven anyway. So it makes sense. One of the other players, Cheryl plays her. She's bringing Aramis, which is a character that's like I really don't want to die, but if Aramis dies, he's gonna be in trouble. He's gonna be really sad.
I think they got in a different headspace because for the like DM roundtable, they did a level 20 thing that was just a battle royale. And
Yes.
like Ohan for sure brought one of his characters from that same campaign. I don't know if any of the other ones did, but like I
I
brought
think
one
Sean
from.
brought his too.
Okay, yeah. I brought alternate version of Agatha. And,
Evil Agatha.
yeah.
Evil Agatha, that's cool.
Did you
No,
still have the machine gun to
And
death?
in the end, if they
Oh,
do
yes.
die, there's always there's always ways to bring these characters back.
Yeah.
But it might be a little bit harder to deal with one of your, watching one of your favorite characters, go down.
I already
One of
watched
the
it like
best parts.
twice.
It's rough.
One of the best parts of D&D.
Yeah, because this new Tiamat is.
It's
Unholy.
crazy. It is insane.
Yeah.
I
What level are you guys? Level 20?
They're level 15.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys are
Yeah.
fucked.
yeah.
Somebody's getting pimp slapped to hell.
It's a 15. It's a
Right.
15.
Because, I mean, the key is to power word kill her. Before
Yeah, I
she
wanted to
goes
make sure
down.
I'm not allowed none of that would be in
That's
there.
the
so-
key. Because if
Yeah.
you don't,
You're done because
Yeah.
she's just gonna be right back. It's as
With
if
the
you did
accents.
nothing.
And even then, you got to be able to power roll kill at least 3 times because she's got auto, she can
Resist,
auto
yeah.
pass, auto resistant, and
Yeah.
then she's
Gotta
heavy
use those up.
resistant. And then her
Yeah.
resistance and magic are crazy because most of her stats don't even really need rolls to fail. So she literally needs to roll like 1 through 5 to fail most things, unless
Power
you-
words don't have a save.
Oh yeah,
Don't
there's no.
save.
There's no save. So,
yeah,
but
that's the thing about it.
but she has to be under a certain hit points, right?
Yeah.
She has to be under 100.
She has
So
to
you
be
have
under
to
100.
catch her. You got to catch her in
So-
that realm. Because if she hits 0, she's going to come back up.
Yeah.
So you got to catch her between 100 and 0 and power word kill her, or else y'all are screwed. And none of y'all have power word kill, so y'all are screwed.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's gonna be a
Right.
glorious. It's gonna be a
Power
heroes
pain.
battle. It's gonna be watching heroes
It's a,
do their
Yeah.
thing.
right? Because it's like her first version has over 500 hit points, so then she comes back to 500 hit points.
So you gotta
It's
gotta
crazy.
take that.
I mean,
out.
actually, in all honesty, I'm gonna stop recording so I don't